This is Outside the Round with Matt Burrill, a Raise Rowdy podcast.
Yeah. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Outside the Round. It is CMA Fest week. We are super excited, and we have got two of my favorite people. It's like a family reunion whenever big things happen here in Nashville because folks come in from all over the place. We got James, we got Laura, Country Minute, Country Wrestling. We got the homies. How we feeling? We ready for a busy week?
I'm already losing my voice.
Dude,
Yeah.
same.
I was laying in a hotel bed last night thinking about you telling me about losing your voice. And I was like, crap. This might be the only time I talk today.
Just a vocal rest. He's just quietly sitting in the car, not doing anything.
Yeah, dude, it really is a marathon, not a sprint. And you guys hooked us up with some gifts. I got to talk about this right here.
Yes.
Where did you find this?
Man, Tiny Vinyl is my favorite company right now.
Okay.
We met these guys a few months ago. They make 4-inch discs. It's actually from a guy who used to work for Funko, started this company.
Really?
Yeah, they were trying to figure out how to get a vinyl inside of a Funko Pop box.
Yeah.
And then they decided not to do it, but he liked it so much that he left and kept that idea. So there are Tiny Vinyl now. You can get these in Target everywhere, but when we met them, they gave us like a stack of these things.
Wow.
So I've been slowly handing them out. But we gave Graham Barham one of these Florida Georgia Line ones, and he like lost his mind. So.
Yeah, I'm about to lose my mind.
It's cool.
And it plays on a standard record player. You
Really?
don't have-
It's a 4-inch
It's
disc.
a 4-inch disc, so you
Yeah.
just set it on the smallest setting, and it should work.
Let's go, dude. I'm so
It's my favorite company
excited.
right now.
And talk about the hype. We'll get into the. Oh, let's just get into this right here. This is number 4 of 8.
Number
So
4 of 8.
this is special. I'm one of 8 to have one of these things.
Yes.
And you guys are from the great state of Michigan, which I love. Let me get this thing open real quick. My parents always would give me hell for how I'd open Christmas
No,
gifts.
you're
Like
fine.
just rip it like a banshee.
This is something I think no one else is giving away these days.
No, and
No.
I'm so. Oh my
We've
god.
given them away. So
Oh, and
many.
it's a good one too. It's like a quality
yeah.
grinder.
Oh yeah,
It's from China or wherever we got them.
Yeah,
made.
wherever it came from a factory somewhere
it's
around the world.
sharp.
Dude, the Country Minute Grinder.
Country music hits different.
I have wanted one of these since I saw you posting about them. Oh my god, and it's got the keep chamber in the bottom. Yes.
So we
yes,
bought
yes.
these being like, this is going to be such a cool thing to give people because it's
Yeah.
like a cool little inside
Yeah.
thing. And then it got harder to give them to people in person because you'd realize that it never came up naturally to be like, hey, by the way, would you know what I mean?
Is it cool if we?
So then like we got into this period where we were sending out gift boxes. And so we would
Yeah.
just like, I'd be listening to a band and be like, it seems like they would like one of these.
Yeah.
So like we'd send it out and then I'll get a DM that'll be like, I use this every day. I'll be like, okay, I'd never expect them to post it.
Who are some of my grinder, my family
Well,
of the Country Minute Grinder?
Bonner. We both know Bonner.
Yes.
Bonner has one.
And
the
I'm-
band Lula has one.
Oh, perfect.
I love the band Lula.
Yeah, they're
One of
awesome.
my favorites. We've sent a few others out. We'll keep quiet because some people gave them to people. Sometimes we give them to artists that we like, and we'll be like, I know that you don't want this, but someone on the crew will.
We'll
want
take
this.
this.
It will be on the road with you, and
Yes.
your
Someone will
country
think it's cool.
and country music will be hitting different.
Yeah.
with
Absolutely.
you.
And when they were going to do tariffs last year, we were thinking about this, and I was like, I have to order these before tariffs drop.
Yeah.
Because they're like $20 a piece. And so I was like, I can't afford the tariff on these.
I can barely afford them as is. It's
Yeah, this is. I am so happy this is going right. And it's funny, like me being a California sober guy. It's like a lot of people have like their bar carts or like all their bottles and stuff. I have a cabinet in my kitchen, and it's got strains from all the different places that I've gone to. So like I've got some Michigan stuff, I've got some South Dakota stuff, some Northeastern stuff, some Illinois stuff, Colorado stuff, and I have like my little pieces and everything. This is gonna go right on the shelf. I am so excited.
trophy
for this.
piece.
Oh, we will be using this at festivals, but
We'll never make them black again either. So
No, so you got a limited
limited
release.
edition and this 4-inch FGL.
Yeah.
And this is a big time for us FGL fans. Like the three of us have been waiting for this period of time, and just talk about your thoughts of why it is 2026, like why now, and just what you're thinking of the FGL LFG that we're
Dude,
seeing.
if you want to get real technical, I
Yeah.
think that it's like in 2008 when we had the economic problems back then. That's kind of what birthed Bro Country, right? Like, there's this escapism that happens when life gets hard. Life's pretty hard right now, and like I feel that will bring us back.
Yeah.
Also, as secretly, I have always wanted to hear the demo of Anything Goes. Everyone in country music tells me it's the coolest thing they've ever heard. So this era makes me hope that at least we'll get like a deluxe edition, and they'll be like, here's those demos, here's those early things. Because like maybe they have songs. I don't think they do. But let's talk about it. They did just update their profile picture with FGL LFG. And my first thought was, what a song that would be. Like if they just called a song LFG.
LFG.
Or just put that on a shirt for me. I'll
That's
buy
backwards.
that today.
FGL LFG. It's like it's genius. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Let's go.
And the hint of Spotify House this week.
Spotify House. Yeah. So we saw them at CRS when they reunited.
Yep.
And I screamed the way you probably think Laura screams.
We jumped and screamed like it was a Backstreet Boys concert.
Yeah, I yelped a yelp. It was pretty good. And then I tried not to because I was trying to make the video, but my hand was like...
That's the worst. It's like, man, I want to record this song on video, but I'm so excited and I'm singing along.
I just want to enjoy it.
Yeah, I'm at the concert. Like, I want to rock out. Like, I ran into that with Treaty Oak this past weekend where I'm like, I got to get Treaty Oak videos. I got to get Treaty Oak content, but I want to sing every word. And FGL reuniting at that Aldine #1 event, like, was definitely, I'm sure, one of
that
those
one,
moments.
and Travis Tritt came out that night and did Night Train. And that was another one where I was like, oh, that's Travis Tritt doing Night Train. And Alabama was there.
Well, and that was a crazy night, too, because we went to this party having no idea what it was going to be, because it was just question marks. And we walk in and we're like, what do you mean Jason Aldean party? What do you mean Florida Georgia? Like, it was
I
just...
never even thought of Florida Georgia Line, even when we were sitting there watching it. And then they're like, one more guest. And I was like, there's no way. There's just, and they started like reading off the things about them because they were like, they haven't been on stage together in 4 years. And I was like, there's no way.
Yeah.
And the best part was our buddy Chase Matthew, who you know as well.
Yeah.
He had sent us a text to meet him somewhere else that night, and we had went to that place and he wasn't there. And so I'd been like, man, where's Chase? Maybe he stood us up. I'm texting him, where is he? He doesn't text me back, but I get like a notification that he's updated his story, and it's him with his arms around BK and Tyler. And I'm texting him like, what do you mean? Why did you send us somewhere else, bro? You were going to the real party.
I thought we were friends.
I thought we were best friends. I've been to your house.
Yeah.
I've met your dad.
Yes. Yeah.
We'll get there though. We get there though. You know what it's like. You tell people that you like someone in this town, and everyone's like, "Oh, you haven't met them yet?" And you're like, "Why would I ever be in the same room as Luke Combs or something?"
Yeah.
Why do you think I know them? That happened with Graham recently. He was like, "T-Hub would like you guys," and I was like, "That's cool. Can you
tell
text him? Or?
Can you let him know?
Can you facilitate? Can you be the middleman? Like, come on, Graham.
No, but when it happens, it's gonna be great for you.
It's gonna be great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. So I want to back up to kind of the start of getting into Country Minute and where this idea came from, and watching y'all's content has become one of my favorite things. And I love the new music stuff, the trends, and getting it truly from a fan perspective. So walk me through how this all came to be.
Well, I guess I credit Laura at the end of the day, but really I was working in music promotion. Well, I started in alternative music, right? So when I was 16 years old, I opened my own venue in my hometown of like 1,500 people. I used the city budget to do it. And I was working, I was on Warped Tour as a tour manager. I mean, I'd done everything you can do in alternative music. Yeah. So I'd done the things.
Yeah.
I worked at magazines, and then there's this thing that happens in alternative music after you hit 30 where it starts to get weird. Like everyone's 19 to 20 years old in a band, or you're like, all your friends have been headlining for 10 years straight, and everyone's kind of like, where are we going from here?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I remember I used to get to the point where I would meet up with our friends in like bands like Sleeping with Sirens and stuff, and the conversation went from like, where's the party, to like, do you guys have health insurance? Like, can you guys, are we
turned into adulting?
Yeah, we're adulting on the road now. Like, it's not a party anymore. And I was like, it's kind of weird. And it didn't fit me anymore. And I was speaking at Music Biz, a conference here in Nashville 4 years ago now. And I went to dinner with Dustin from Venture Media Group and a few other people. And I had just been kicking around an idea to start a TikTok. I'd never made one. And I was like, have you ever seen anyone talk about country music as news on TikTok? And everyone said no. And I was just like, shh. This is my idea. Because it was like a Nashville meeting. I was like, shut up. I called this. It's mine.
Yeah.
So I went home and like made a video about Ashley Gorley, because he's my favorite songwriter.
Yep.
And it took off. And Laura, I was like, I remember being like, oh, I got 100,000 views. And Laura was like, who was making content, was like, that's not usual. You shouldn't.
Yeah, no. Like, I'm like, I got 1,000 and I'm pretty amped. What do you mean you got 100,000?
Yeah, we get to 4 digits, we're happy.
And she was like, that doesn't happen very often. She was like, okay, sure. And then like the next 2 or 3 also did that. And she was like, I think you might be onto something. And I was working in marketing at an old theater at the time. And that place went out of business, basically. But the night before, we had seen Morgan Wallen on, like, they had sent us there for the first time in a stadium. He dapped me up in the middle of the show. And we left, and the next morning I got a call from my coworker that's like, I think we're all getting fired today. And I was like, okay, that's cool. And we literally drove from the concert to my office, and I got fired, like, let go. And on the way home, Laura was like, I guess you're doing this now.
Yeah.
She never doubted it, never questioned it. It was like, this is what you're doing now. And 3 years later, I'm still doing it, and she's slowly but surely become more and more involved because she was in radio full time when I was doing this, and now she's out of that. So we've just slowly kind of been working her into the fold more. But there's not been a day it hasn't been the two of us.
That's awesome. I love that.
Yeah.
And talk about your background in radio and kind of how that factors into all this, because country radio is a huge part of our ecosystem.
Yeah, I mean, I spent 20 years in radio of all kinds. You know, I started off in college and worked my way into rock radio for a long time. I was a classic rock DJ for almost 10 years in Louisville, Kentucky.
Such a fun format.
The best format.
Such a fun format.
Had so much fun doing that. T-shirt cannons, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah.
I was the first female #1 radio DJ in Louisville history.
Wow.
There's no one had ever really given a female a solo show like that before I had, and I kind of just took off, had a big moment there. But then, you know, I kind of got into a point where I was just, I kind of hit a glass ceiling with what I wanted to do and how I wanted to grow. And I loved my time with radio and all of that, but it kind of got to a point where it's like, I want to do a lot of stuff that we're not seeing eye to eye on which direction to go. And, you know, James and I have been growing this so much. So it's like that background of knowing a lot about music and how to sell music, and also just, you know, being a fan of it and having that crazy encyclopedia type knowledge is kind of folded all into this to help with Country Minute. And I don't know, I've always been a content creator in some form.
Yeah.
It's kind of fun to just get to do it about the things I really am passionate about and not the things that they tell me to be passionate
Isn't that
about,
great?
you
Yeah,
know?
because I came to this town wanting to be on the radio, because that's what I started college radio and doing that, and then I was working for an adult cluster that had Jersey Shore rock.
Yeah.
Like, it was called The Rat, and it was like their events were like promo events popping up at like a strip club, or like very Jersey Shore, like
Absolutely.
The Rat. You know the
Yeah,
know
I
that
did
style.
modern rock.
Yeah.
It's very
yes, you
similar.
get it. Yes, you
Same-
get it.
same
Yeah,
vibes, yeah.
And then so we had a couple rock stations, an oldies station, and then I was on the adult contemporary station. So it was today's hits, yesterday's favorites, Magic 98.3, and doing that. And it was like I wanted to get like really full into country, because my college show was country, and took the jump down here, and I tried to get a job down here, and it just didn't work. But it led me to where I'm at now, where it's like I get to do this and create, like you said, the content that you want to create and do the things that you really want to do, as opposed to a PD or an operations manager or whatever telling you, hey, we got to do this. Hey, ratings look like they're going to go up if you do this, or we got to
Or
talk
if you
about
pretend to give away this money or whatever it
Yeah.
is. Well, and there was a lot of radio really was such a great beacon when I started, and it's kind of starting to whittle down in a way where it's like there's a lot of people trying their best. There's a lot of really great people out
Yeah.
there making good things, but there's also a very shortage of people doing it too. And so when you're wearing 8 hats, it gets to a point where you're just you're losing a lot of the sparkle. And I can't wait till they figure it out again. That's my hopes, you know, until they figure out how to give people that space to
Absolutely.
sparkle.
And it's a thing you do it for the love of the game kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know, it's a job that you do. Same thing with your venue and music promotion. You do it because you love it. And music makes you feel something, and you want to tell people about music that you love and find other people that love the music that you love.
I think I came to CRS before. Well, I definitely came to CRS before we did this. And I remember the first time I left being like, "Oh, country music is so much different than alternative." Like, I remember being like, sometimes I meet country artists who'll be like, "It's a hard time finding $10,000 to record," and I'm like, I know people who would like do such things for $10,000. You know what I mean? Like, I come from a world from like, if you do that $1,000, we're like, you're getting an EP out of this, buddy. You know what I mean? Like, I remember being at CRS and be like, what? They treat music here so much more respectfully, and like, it felt like people were really hungry about it, but there was still that disconnect, frustration of like, you seem to know where it's going, but you won't go that direction or won't commit to it fully. But I'm like you, where we still talk about radio as if it's the thing, maybe not that we want to do, but when people are like, what are you trying to do here? I only can be like, I don't know, Cody Allen, Bobby Bones. Like, there are only so many examples. So we still reference radio as like, I mean, that's still kind of the gold standard of what we're trying to do, just in our own way.
Yeah, absolutely. So you talk about that Ashley Gorley video blowing up. When did the first video blow up under the brand of Country Minute? Like, when did you really start to see the motor running?
I don't even remember how we came up with Country Minute, honestly. Other than the fact
Genius name, by the way.
I think it was just that when it monetized, it was on TikTok.
I think at TikTok at the time, you could only make videos that were like up to a minute. So the idea was that it was a minute of country, and then eventually they added 5 and 10 minutes, and then it was like, well, Now it's just kind
And
of
we needed to hit a minute to monetize once we did monetize. So
Yeah.
the name worked because it was like, it's a minute of content because I need that much to,
Yeah.
to
Time
start
to
getting a
talk,
return
yeah.
on it.
And I like that it's a minute is like the time duration of it because everyone's attention span is so short. And I think that's part of where radio, it's a different thing than it was years ago. And it's like if you advertise that something's only a minute long or someone sees that the duration of a short form clip's only a minute, they're going to be more likely to watch the whole thing.
Absolutely. And I think the metaphor works too of just like like the idea of a country mile, a country minute. It can be as long as it needs to be.
Yeah.
But it feels short because you're with friends. That's kind of where we're going with it.
Yeah. Who were some of the early adopters on the artist side?
Chase Matthew for
Chase?
sure.
Chase.
I liked Chase before we started country. I was a fan, like I was already a fan of country, obviously, but I had been like writing about Chase before he popped a little bit, and I didn't know how to meet him. I didn't realize I had been emailing with him. I think he was like one of those people that like pretended to be his own manager.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, I represent Chase, and you meet him, you're like, that's just you. You're that guy.
You're that guy.
So Chase was an early one. Who else? I think Lee Bryce was one of the first people we got to meet. He was the first guy who was like willing to meet us because we email people and they'd be like, "What is it?" And I'm like, "Oh, I make TikToks." They're like, he doesn't dance, and I'm like, "I don't either. It's fine. we don't do that."
Same with Trey Lewis.
Trey Lewis,
he was
who you
one of the
saw
first
last night,
ones.
he was the first people to give us like let us come out to a show and like hang out, like really hang out.
Which I love that he told that story last night.
He didn't tell it as good as it really is, though. My version of that story is slightly
Yeah, well,
different.
tell me the version.
Okay, so my version that we asked to see Trey, which is true. All of it's true. He said that we asked to come do an interview and they agreed. But they lumped us in with the meet and greet for the night. But for that night, only 2 kids had showed up to the meet and greet for him. So we go downstairs and there's a couple, and it's very clearly that the boy loved Dick Down in Dallas. And the girl did not care that she was seeing Trey Lewis. And so it's just the 2 of us, and I was waiting for more people to come, but it was just them and then us. And Trey comes in, and of course he's like, "So you guys got any questions?" And she does not. And Laura's
So
looking at me. So then
you
I
just
just
take
started,
over.
I just made it an interview. Then I was like, "All right, well, let's talk about some of the other songs." You're like things you would never ask in like an artist meet and greet. I'm like going immediately 12 miles deep down the road with him, and he's like, "Oh, okay." He answers the question. He goes, "Well, I actually wrote this thing for Cool Swindell. Do you want to play it?" So then he played like 3 Feet Tall for us and stuff, and played. I think he played the sequel to Dick Down in Dallas too.
Yeah.
At that point, he was like, "I got this other one, which made me cry. Wasn't cool." It was also kind of just that intimate because it was like one more person that's here with us right now, basically, and we'd never met him before, and he was playing songs for us and. That guy's good at eye contact, so
Yes.
I was I felt out of place, but it was also a really good learning lesson for us because it was not well done. But when we left, we were like, okay, now I know I want this to go.
Yeah.
But you know what it's like. Sometimes you get back there, and I always tell Laura, it's going to depend on how the vibe is. Like, do we get along?
All about the vibe.
Because sometimes
Yeah.
we sit down and they're
It
like,
really is.
we were somewhere recently and we were walking back to do an interview and the person goes, "So you need 5 minutes?" And I was like, 5 minutes? Like in my head, I was like, is that what that's like, hello, how's your day going? Or sometimes people we start talking and in my head, I'm like, this is not going well. Like we would not be bros if we met outside of this situation. And I feel like that translates, especially because people know us so well that I try to be like, all right, let's get out of here. Let's go have time.
Yeah.
There's times too then we get people like Nate Smith who we have no idea how we're gonna go into it. We were even nervous going into it. And he's like, "I'm gonna get tattoo. You guys are gonna hang, and you're staying."
With our buddy Mike Stoll, by the way.
Yeah.
We've known Mike forever.
Yeah, we just met Mike for the first time.
we got to get something done by him because he's amazing.
Yeah, he's I only have my little sobriety date right here.
that Mike?
That's Mike. That was Mike at Raise Rowdy Summer Camp, which if we had known each other back then, y'all would have been there. So it was during the COVID days when festivals weren't happening. Nicky T and his friends were like, "Hey, let's throw our own little festival. Let's get like 40 people together in a campground in Western Pennsylvania or Eastern Ohio. We all chip in, pay some artists from Nashville to come up and play acoustic, and we tent camp like we're at a festival." So this was at Summer Camp 2 in Eastern Ohio, and Mike was there. There's a ton of people that have Raise Rowdy tattoos on their ass from that weekend, but I just ended up with the sobriety date. But yeah,
Sure.
Mike,
You gotta bring it back.
yeah, summer camp was a fun thing. And it was like Hannah Dasher and like Casey Tyndall, Styles Hallry, Ryan Nelson. Like it was a fun group of people.
That's
I was like, that would be a fun lineup.
Yeah, it was fun, and it was just everybody just hanging out, chipping in for the food, and our buddy Chef Dave grilling up on the Blackstone, and everybody hanging out, staying up way too late, just jamming the songs on a little JBL speaker that was plugged
It's
in.
like just a big group camp.
Yeah, it was like a big camp of like all the Raise Rowdy folks
Yeah, I love
in that day.
That's
you know?
the dream.
That
Like,
is the dream.
I feel like that's what we're working towards, right? Like, if you asked me, I'd be like, all these people
That.
in one room would be really
That.
cool.
Yeah, do you guys see like the Country Minute like crew, like, because you guys are very involved with your home market being right there in Grand Rapids, Michigan, and anything really in like that Michigan area. But have you started to build like that community of folks coming out to shows where you see a lot of the same people?
Sometimes we have a few people in Grand Rapids, especially, but it's more when we travel. So
Yeah.
there are artists that I would say bring out our community, like Morgan Wallen. We can't go to a Morgan Wallen show without getting stopped a bunch.
Yeah,
and
it's
that-
crazy
and that-
difference.
Yeah, and that promo, like the countdown that you guys did,
Yeah.
was freaking genius.
We got a lot of clips of Morgan Wallen.
We got a lot more this year.
Up until we had our son, he was probably the person other than each other in our phone the most. So like putting that to work
Yeah.
is a good thing. But also we found that like his audience, I think his audience is really misunderstood by people outside of it, but they are some of the most welcoming and diverse group of country fans you'll ever meet. And they love it. They love it so deeply. And that's what I'm always looking for. Because we go to a lot of shows with the intention of treating them the way we treat Morgan Wallen or Ella Langley, where it's like I'm out front, we're talking to the first in line, and we start talking to people and we are immediately like, oh, they do not want,
They don't.
we're not playing this game.
They're not
today.
here
Yeah.
for a good time
Or
like
they're
we're
just
used
not,
to.
or sometimes I won't say who because it's not nice, but we've been to a couple of events where the show wasn't great. So when we left and we were like, let's do the man on the street stuff, everyone was like, you could tell that you're like, oh, we didn't have a good time tonight.
Yeah.
The vibe was not like this was great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we're doing a little bit better these days. People are a lot more welcoming. I think in Grand Rapids we're getting there. We have a partnership with basically every venue, and we have that benefit of not living here, which hurts us sometimes. But when artists come through Michigan, we're getting to the point now where they're like, oh,
Yeah.
we're there.
See, I part of me misses when I didn't live here, you know, like not being outside of it, because it makes when you're in town, people really want to see you. And there's that stuff. You're also not fully behind the curtain. And sometimes you fly a little too close to the sun and you they say don't meet your heroes. And sometimes it's great. And you meet your heroes and you meet the Luke Combs or the Morgans or the Ellas or whatever, and or the Treys or the Chases, and they're awesome. And then sometimes you see you become part of the bureaucracy, you know, which is kind of where Nick and I are at, because it's like Nick was going to a ton of club shows and going to festivals and stuff. I was doing the same thing. I remember driving 7-8 hours like frequently to go and see Brantley Gilbert in like Maine or Western PA or Virginia or wherever. And it's like there is a power. You can be more editorial when you're out of town.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, but also then but the reverse of that is when they go like, hey, we need somebody to do this. We're never on that list.
No,
you know what I mean?
we
Or
get
like,
skipped over a lot.
or like they flew me out to this place to do some award show, and you're like, they're not calling Grand Rapids to be like, you want to meet us in Vegas?
even though it's the same flight.
It's the same-
It's like
it's the
we have to
same
get on a
It is
plane
the
just as
same,
much.
yeah.
Like it's hello.
We are actually, I mean, not to change subjects, but that is what we are in town this week kind of thinking about, is if we move down here or not at this point.
It was one of the better decisions that I've made in my life.
You think
And
so?
granted, I came from New York, so it's like, and I got down here right before COVID hit.
Yeah.
So my life was the experience that I had and the experience that my family and friends had during COVID, very different.
Yes.
My COVID was hanging out with Trey and going to Raise Rowdy summer camp and meeting Nikki T and meeting Ella and like building those friendships when the bars closed at 9 or 10 o'clock, and then we'd have bonfires and songs like Dick Down in Dallas were getting played like sitting around the fire, and nobody knew what it was in like July, August of 2020, you know? And it's that it was that fellowship time. But I mean, yeah, there is something, and because it is such a town of creatives, you know, like everybody here feels about country music for the most part, like you two do.
There's something that I found. I was thinking about it last night, and I don't know if this is what it's always like at Odie's when we're at your event, but there is this thing like where we live. Let's say like a Mad Metcalf, right?
Yeah.
I love that song. I can feel like the only person in Grand Rapids who knows that song or loves it, and I love it so deeply we share it. In Nashville, it's always humbling to me. I know it's humbling for there. It's humbling for me too when I come down here and I see someone like that perform, and I'm like, could you be quiet? Like the rest of the bar, you're
Like, do you even
not know
understand
where
what you're
we live?
not seeing?
People
Yeah.
would murder to see this.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's you have different rooms have different aesthetics here, and there's so much live music here. Like you go down on Broadway, there's a reason there's not a lot of originals there, unless it's in the full band setting, which Ward does with Whiskey Jam, and he's the godfather, and we love Ward and we love Whiskey Jam.
Yep.
But it's like in Midtown, it's you have to have this power as an artist or as a songwriter where you shut the bar up.
Yeah.
And when we see that, because we do the acoustic writers rounds too, like what you guys saw last night was that hybrid of the rounds and then the 5-song like full band or acoustic sets. And the rounds, I mean, there's some people that'll have like a hit song and they'll get talked over, and then you have a girl like it's funny. It's usually the females that do it that can command the room, which is awesome. Like Joy Beth Taylor, who's everybody knows as Ella's big co-writer, and she's got cuts with all kinds of people. But even like 4 or 5 years ago, before she had her name out there and before she had signed her publishing deal, she would, in her soft-spoken voice, like the room would just shut up and dial in on her. You know, like the bar would be loud. Like we'd have hundreds of people in the old Live Oak, and JB would get the room to be quiet. And it's like just this power.
See, I dream of being there for those moments, but sometimes it's an advantage for us to just like a song because we like it organic. I think for what we do, it's better. Because if I was in those rooms, I would just lean into what everyone else. Like,
I would just
I would
immediately
be
be
like you guys,
biased in.
being like, that is the thing.
That's the thing
that we're all going to talk about. But where we are, I can talk about it, and then I'm going to start texting you, being like, how loud are they when this person plays?
Yes.
Like, am I hyping this up too much, or are they shutting it down?
And but it's also too. It's like some people become Nashville famous and have all this buzz in town, but if they're not vibing with it in a market like Grand Rapids, Michigan, or Dubuque, Iowa, or Hoboken, New Jersey, or wherever outside of Nashville, it's like how much legs is it gonna have? Like if selling tickets is so hard right now, but if you don't have an audience outside of town, like you could have all the industry love you, it doesn't mean it's gonna work.
Yeah.
You need the fans, you need the folks like yourselves, like that really dig it for it to truly work.
Yeah. I find it's easiest for me to talk about it and make content that I like if I haven't been that exposed to it. I like the distance that we have.
Yes.
Because it's coming from like that pure soul where I'm just like, I just like this. And it's not because I have access to it. I just enjoy it. But we still are like, should we move here? Every time like this week became, let's get there on Wednesday to let's get there on Sunday. And it just keeps doing that. We keep being here longer and longer.
And now people want us to stay longer on the back end. And we're like, if we just lived here, it wouldn't be such a...
But we would miss being the belle of the ball when we came to town.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if we just started showing up at Rowdy on the Row every week, you would not be as excited that we walked in the door. You'd be like, oh, they're here.
Well, I'd be very excited that you guys were there, and then we could go and smoke cigars and hang out and kick it and have lunch and talk about artists and talk about, hey, I got this girl playing or I got this guy playing. Check them out, and there is that power to it as well.
The hang power is pretty.
Well, so you just FaceTime us in for now. Just set us on the table. We'll hang out in Michigan.
I'll have Ike run a live feed for you guys.
Perfect. We'll sit there and clap quietly. They'll know. It'll be great.
Yeah. I got to ask, because I haven't seen a Morgan show since he did St. Patrick's Day. He played at Bridgestone like 2021 or 2022. So it's been years for me since I've seen him. What have those shows been like? Because you all come from that rock background, like Warped Tour, big time classic rock shows, big time modern rock shows. Like, at what level is it at with like some of the bigger shows you guys have been to?
I mean, it's top tier, I would say. I mean, we've seen everyone from AC/DC to
Taylor Swift. We've seen it all.
I would say that, I mean, you're never going to be the Eras tour necessarily.
No.
This tour is right up there in terms of like how much he's doing.
I would say there's just so much production, and it's so on the rails in a good way. Like on the rails can sometimes be like God, it's the same thing over and over. But I think Morgan Wallen is having more fun at his concerts than anyone else, and it translates from that to the 3-story tall pyro. So like if you're anywhere in the first half of the stadium, you do need to wear short sleeves because it is going to be hot.
You feel that
it's
heat.
Crazy how hot those flames are when they go up, and then just the fireworks. I'm in awe of it every single time, and I've seen it 4-5 times this year.
And as on the rails as it is, he's not on the rails. So like, the beauty of his live show is that he doesn't have anything that's choreographed on his part necessarily, other than one part in Up Down where he, Gavin, and whoever else is opening are like at the end of the platform doing their little thing that they do every night. Other than that, he's not walking the same path. He's not doing that every night, and it's fun just to kind of watch people react to him. Like at this point, I watch the crowd as much as I'm watching him. I just like to look around and see people be like, "That's my song," or like, what was it the other day? It was I'm the Problem. We were in Indianapolis.
Oh.
This girl and her 4 friends.
Whoever that guy was.
Derek was definitely the problem.
For sure.
They'd be like, I guess Derek's the problem. And they're like, they're screaming, they're crying, they're throwing their drinks. They're not even looking at Morgan. They're like looking at each other.
Screaming at each other.
They're having a
Yeah.
moment in their squad.
And like so loud that other people are being like, are they okay? Like, are someone fighting? And
I wanted to go hug one of them. I was like, girlie, you don't let him take
Yeah.
this much space in your heart. He's not worth it, you know?
Or there's that moment, you know, when he does stand in my boots every night, or when he does cover me up, you always see all the couples kind of slowly, like everyone kind of gets
Yeah.
And I just love that feeling of like being in that many people who are having a good time. And we've seen a lot of shows in all sizes, but there's just nothing like 60,000 people singing a good song.
Yeah. How loud is the singing back? Because some of the loudest that I've heard was what I remember getting to go to Garth Brooks at Yankee Stadium years ago when he first came back.
Yeah.
And that was a huge moment for me to experience as a concert fan. Like, 'cause I grew up you see the bobbleheads. I'm a diehard Yankees fan, sitting in Yankee Stadium and just hearing every word being just sung by a whole crowd. I'm sure Morgan's sing along. It's very much a sing along.
It is that. I mean, honestly though,
At Nealon, it was the
best.
loudest, best.
Oh,
one.
y'all were at the Nealon
We
show?
went to Nealon.
Nealon shows, yeah.
We were on the floor.
I keep a ticket from Nealon in my wallet, actually.
You
That was-
should.
that was the
That's
best
an
one.
all time.
Yeah. Nealon, it was just deafening the whole time.
For us to get invited to do that was like, for us, that was like the peak of our career last year, I guess, or whenever that show was.
2 years ago.
2 years ago, we were
Yeah.
like, we've made it.
Yeah.
They let us come to Nealon.
They let us come to Nealon. We drove all the way to Knoxville, all the way down 75, and we
Yep.
made it.
We made no money. We lost cash
we
across
lost
the
so
board.
much
but
money,
we
and
got
it
to go.
doesn't matter.
But you have memories
Yeah, we
for
have
the
memories.
rest of your lives.
There are people who still meet us and are like, "Oh, I watched the show on your channel or whatever." So that helps.
Yeah.
Does this feel good? This year, though, I would say the loudest crowd I've heard this year was Aldine and Luke Bryan at Between the Hedges. That was a night.
Yeah.
It was
What'd you guys think of
crazy.
Athens?
Athens was beautiful.
Isn't it like just such a charming college town? Like when they talk about like an SEC college town and that it's just different. They say it's different round here, different down here.
Yep.
Yeah.
Athens is just the epitome of
And
a
that
college
stadium
town.
is gorgeous.
Yeah.
Like it's
It's gorgeous.
air conditioned all in different like and there's
Just, yeah.
airflow. It's
The
not hot.
hedges, like
The
all
hedges
of it
are
is
gorgeous.
so nice. Well, my father went to UGA, and I
Oh,
never
awesome.
got to go. But like he passed away a few years ago, and I never got to go visit it. So it was really cool to kind of get to see what he had always, told me about the arch and all these other things. It was
Yeah.
really cool to finally see all of that in person. And I don't know, you're like you said, SEC towns. I'm from right outside of Lexington. It felt like home. It felt like a UK game because he was like very confused. He's like, why is everybody in polos? I'm like, it's game day.
Definitely one of like
They
10
don't-
dudes in t-shirts.
Yeah, no
Oh,
t-shirts.
say, bro, I have a Raised Rowdy polo that I wear sometimes, and
Oh, I need to
Nikki
get one of
need to get a
those.
country minute polo.
Nikki T always gives me shit for it because Nick's like the cut off shirt. Like he wears like a union work shirt that's got the sleeves cut off. That's like
Yeah.
Nick's hosting
We
attire
were driving.
when
It
he
was
hosts.
like Vineyard Vines.
Bro,
Vineyard Vines.
He's
Yeah.
like, oh no, I'm underdressed.
Yeah, bro, they're wearing Hey Dudes. Like
Yes.
they're not wearing like jeans and boots. They're wearing
Boat
short,
shoes.
chubby shorts, boat shoes, and a polo with their sunglasses that have the thing on it
and
when
a
you're
bright
fishing.
polo, like a bright.
Yeah, like a loud polo.
Well, yeah, it's gonna be the school color. It's gonna be that red
Sometimes, yeah,
there.
yeah.
Because at home it's blue. You got
And
your
the
blue.
people who are
It's-
wearing like band merch are like the super Luke Bryan fans. or something,
Yeah.
where they have like face paint and signs, and I'm like, oh, I'm not one of those. I just felt so out of place. Like we were driving, and I was like, I think I'm underdressed for a stadium concert right now.
Yeah.
It's weird. That was
It
weird.
was
No.
it was so cool. It was
But
such
to
a cool
hear
experience.
like that many people sing like Big Green Tractor, which is not even like a top 5 Aldine song for me, but that was like, oh man, it was like echoing around outside. It was amazing.
yeah.
Yeah, and it's funny we were talking about the FGL stuff when we started earlier in the pod. It's like that era. I think back like when I first got into country music was really. I mean, I grew up like I went to my first concert ever was Tim McGraw. Pre-Tim McGraw sobriety. It was 2003. It was when he was doing the No Opener tour. It was like the Tim McGraw and Dance Hall Doctors record. And I went on a school night. I remember bringing my glow stick to school the next day. I was so excited. But I remember the era of like Aldine and Luke like co-headlining their shows back in playing all the arenas and all the sheds. Like right as FGL was coming up, like that 2010, 2011. So it's like the fact that they're doing shows again, the fact that FGL is coming back, like we're coming into an era of fun. I think people are getting over their sadness.
Yeah. Now, if I
Hopefully.
could just get Sam Hunt to make a record.
Bro,
Please.
oh my God.
We were actually interviewing Shane McAnally on Saturday, and it'll be like the last question I ask.
You
I'll be
should.
like, so what do you and Sam up to?
Yeah, when's
Yeah, please.
I have like 900 questions for him all about Sam Hunt, but that's the main one.
Yeah, Shane. That's gonna be what other interviews you guys got? When you're
Well,
down here?
you know,
What
we're
can
doing a lot
tell
of
us?
small people this year. People that I think are going to be huge. I think Matt Geiger from Australia.
Bro, he's great.
He's so
I've
cool.
not met him yet. I think he's going to be a massive.
Yep.
Tice Delk.
Oh, dude, I love Tice.
Haven't met him. We listened to that yesterday. She hadn't heard it yet, and I was like, "This is incredible."
Yeah, dude, Tice.
He's awesome.
He's another guy that it's like the bar will be loud, and then he gets into the start of Adeline. Everybody turns their head and is like, "Who the
That's the one that my brain was just like, what is
Who
this?
the hell is this kid?" You got to ask him about basketball. He grew up playing basketball.
Really?
And I believe he played in college. Yeah, and he's not the tallest guy. He's like a scrappy little
wait.
point guard.
Where's he from?
New Mexico.
Okay. I was like, because as from UK, I was like, is he related to Tony Delk? Because that would be crazy. Then you said
Imagine.
basketball, my brain was like,
Yeah.
come on.
Yeah,
That would be
big Boston Celtics fan.
Love it.
Die
We love
hard,
that.
die hard Celtics fan.
Same.
And he came up in the Lubbock scene. So it's like he moved from New Mexico to Texas, and now he's been coming out here to Nashville.
Oh, amazing.
But he came up. That's how him and Hudson and all those guys got connected. Same West Texas scene.
I'm trying to think what else we got. We have Ashley Cook for sure.
Oh, nice. She's
Haven't spoken to her.
she's a sweetheart.
I love her.
She's
I think her
great.
music's really fantastic.
She's great.
I think we're doing Elizabeth Nichols maybe.
Oh, awesome.
I know you guys just.
Yep,
talked
I
to
just
her.
had Elizabeth is Kentucky girl.
Yeah.
Born and raised
Good.
Kentucky girl.
We'll get along instantly.
And came to Nashville pursuing a law degree. Dropped out of law school when her music started taking off on TikTok. So
for her.
she has very, very bright conversation. That'll be a good one.
I mean, we have a few more, but honestly, we're really focusing on a few activations, and then we have a couple of meetings in town, trying to figure out what we're doing, and then hoping to catch some sets. We might talk to Brian Andrews. We're pretty close
Nice.
with him. I like what he's
Yeah,
doing.
I love Brian too, man. He was a fun pod.
He's doing something interesting.
Yes, it's
And
He's
his set will have some surprises. I'll
Yeah,
tell you that.
Yeah,
we can tell you
oh,
that. We
yeah.
know if you
Yeah.
like him, show up at his set this week because it'll be something to see.
and I just respect him for being him.
Yeah.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not everybody's cup of tea, but that's okay because that's Brian. You
Very
know,
funny.
That's country music.
Yes.
Being a rebel, being different, kicking out of the lines is exactly what it's about. And if you don't like it, that's okay, but you should at least bare minimum respect it.
yeah,
Yeah, we really believe in country is what country means to you, and for us, it's most things. So
yeah,
Yeah.
same.
I've never
It's a
understood.
wide
Yeah,
band.
whenever someone DMs me and is like, "This isn't country," I'm like, I literally don't care. Like,
Yeah.
could not be bothered.
It's not
less.
country to you, but it's country to me. And if it's country to me, it means it's probably country to somebody else.
Yeah.
Fun.
Is it good? Then yeah, it's fine.
That's what matters.
Yeah.
And what fun is life if you're just saying no to everything? Go enjoy, have fun.
Yeah.
Everybody's so stuck on being mad about stuff. Go have fun. Go touch grass. Go enjoy life. If you don't like it, cool.
Yeah.
It's
But you should probably listen to Graham Barham.
but listen to Graham Barham.
Yeah.
Go listen to Graham Barham.
Yeah, 100%. What I love too is how you guys capture it from the perspective of fans too. Like we're at the end of
Thank
the
you.
day, y'all are fans, and I think of everybody doing in this country lifestyle media world, y'all do it the best out of anybody.
I'm trying.
And I feel like I'm in line at a show. I feel like I'm in the pit at a show. The way you guys cover the merch.
Oh, yeah.
Which talk about the Ella merch.
Ella was like a beautiful set of circumstances because we had been, a company invited us to do the 2 Morgan shows in Indianapolis. Ella was the day before in Toledo. We live in Michigan, and it was like, well, we might as well try.
Yeah, it's not
So
far.
we'd asked for tickets. First, everyone was like, they're never going to give you tickets. I can't get a hold of anybody. And I was like, okay, well, we'll try. And they did offer us tickets. And they were like, cool, so we'll go down. We drive to Toledo. And I was in my head, usually what happens is we talk to a bunch of these other country creators and they go, we're not going to go to insert this thing. And then we get there and they're all there.
Yeah.
Because everyone just doesn't want you to also have a chance. So we got to Toledo being like, all right, we're going to run into country this and country that. No one was there. And we were like, ooh, okay, maybe we have this to ourselves today.
Yeah.
Kickoff of this tour, it felt like a moment. So we got there and the merch truck was easy because it was right outside and we filmed that and do our little walk around. But for me, the big thing is the first person in line interview. I love meeting that person because I am not that human being. And so it's like meeting an alien to me where I'm like, when did you get here? 7 hours.
Why?
What are you doing?
Why?
The girl at Ella Langley got there by herself.
And she literally came from 20 minutes away from where we did.
Yeah, so she had driven
She
like
was
5
from
hours.
West Michigan.
She'd gotten there at 7 a.m. There was no one in line, so she came back at 8 a.m. because she didn't think she wasn't that worried about being first. But what ends up happening is we shoot this video with her, we post the merch and everything, we get inside the show. I got a text from Ella's management. I don't know how they had my number because I didn't have their number. It was just like, hey, this is so-and-so from Ella's team. We'd like to have you come down and watch the show from the pit if you want. And we're like, Absolutely, dog. So we meet them, and while I'm waiting for that person to show up, Ella starts liking all the videos that we posted outside the venue. And so I send it to the girl that we interviewed, because like we exchanged information, and I was like, look, Ella liked it. And she was, oh my God, that's so cool. And we were like, good, we made her day. Well, then after the show, they found that girl and brought her backstage to meet Ella.
So she got to meet Ella Langley
because of this video that she shot with us. And I was like, dang, that's all. We didn't even get to meet Ella Langley.
But it's like, it was so cool to see something that like we were able to give this girl that she put in that hard work. We got to give her a little bit of platform, and like she got to touch the stars, something she didn't even think possible when she left that morning. So
became
what
a
cool
huge
thing.
ambassador for us forever. And then we go to Morgan the next 2 nights, and Ella's there again. And so when we get by the time we get to Morgan or the Ella day of Morgan, which is 2 days later, everyone that we see that recognizes us from that Ella content. And then like that, actually since then, everywhere we go, people have been like, oh, I saw your Ella content because you're the only game in town. And we didn't really think about it until the next day when someone else said it to us. We're like, oh yeah, anyone that wanted to see that tour probably saw our stupid faces.
We're the kind of people, we look for that content,
that's
and
what
no
I
one was
wanna
making
see.
it.
Because that was my thing. Like when we doing this is like, I want to do, like I said, I always say play with Bobby Bones and Cody Allen is an angle I love, but I always feel like there's this disconnect between the fan and the industry.
There is.
Radio, whatever it happens to be. And we want to bridge that gap by being like, because fans have artists they want to hear that radio doesn't play, and we have artists that we want to hear that radio doesn't play. But also, there's just that idea of like, we're in this together, and we're all deciding together that this is country music, and that community is really special to us. So.
Bro, yeah, I love that. We one of the early Raised Rowdy sayings back in the day that Nicky T and his friends came up with going to festivals was front row or don't go.
Yep.
And you doing those early line, the girls and the guys in line, that is the epitome of that. It means more to them than it does to anyone else.
And I get mad when I sit online and people are like, I can't believe I didn't get tickets from Morgan Wallen. But then we go to Minneapolis on opening day, and there are kids sleeping on the sidewalk with no blankets in 30-degree weather to be first in line. And I'm like, do you love him that much? Because I don't. Like, I'm not even mad that they got the tickets. I'm like, you guys deserve them.
Yeah.
Do you love it this much? You know, it's,
yeah.
So I feel like it's also helping people understand, like, how deep this love goes. I'd like to be able to reach that kind of coverage for a much smaller artist. We're trying to get there. It's like that game of people wanting to play ball. And Morgan Wallen people know us, but, like, we were at Russell Dickerson a few days ago, and we tried to give people some like sunglasses and stuff because you guys have freebie stuff all the time. So I was like, they don't have sunglasses, and everyone was like, no. And I was like, okay, they just don't want to play these games with us.
They're not even remotely interested in
and
talking
I love them, and
us.
I think we'll get there. We just didn't find the right people that day. So sometimes we just don't find the right people.
Yeah, that happens too. It's like you go out to shoot the content, but you don't have the right, the right subject.
Subject, yeah. Or like the people you talk to, you can just feel it. Like, I need you to go 10% bigger.
Yeah.
Like we went to a concert in a city in Florida. I won't name specifically what city because it's a nice city.
Miami.
Yeah, it was really hot. Everybody hated us. Like it was like we were asking them to give us $5 just to spend 2 seconds to talk to us.
A guy straight up almost tried to me for asking his girl her favorite Morgan Wallen song.
Yeah, like
the show hadn't even started yet. We were outside, sweating, dripping, and I was just like, "Hey, real quick, what's your favorite Morgan Wallen song?" Mike, that has the flag. Like, you know who I am. And this
I'm with him.
Like, I mean, like I could
Muscle
have
guy
gone down on the ground, and then he kept walking as if like he didn't. I was like, "Come on, bro." And it was that was a rough one. So some places aren't country minute friendly just yet.
But what I think is a huge part of your brand is where you guys are from, and I think that there is something special about the Midwest, and we love the Midwest. Raised Rowdy started as Nick and his friends on a bachelor party going to a country concert in Fort Laramie, Ohio. In 2012, when FGL and Wyatt McCubbin each played 2 sets, and that was the camper party on like a little trailer stage. He saw FGL play a camper party in 2012, and Nick's been every year since. But it's just in the Midwest, you don't see a lot of fights at shows.
Nope.
You're at a festival and you're walking around a campground and you're walking past and they need an extra person on the beer pong table or flip cup or stump or whatever. They're tossing you a Busch Light, a can of whatever, and it's very like inclusive. It's not exclusive.
Yeah.
It's the Midwest mentality of we're all here. Let's have a good time together.
You got to work together when it's cold. I've lived on both sides of it. I'm from Kentucky. I live in Michigan now. When it's that cold, you have to have community or you're going to freeze to death. And I think it comes from that core nature of and the fact that people don't expect country to be there. Because when I moved up there and went to a country concert, I'm like, this isn't country. You're not from, where I'm from. How are you all wearing cowboy boots? And it took me a minute to warm up and be like, no, this is country too.
Yeah.
I think the first arena show she went to in Grand Rapids, she was like, "There's not a farm for 30 miles in any
are we
direction.
doing?"
What are we doing right
Yeah.
now?" Because there were people like set up cowboy hat booths outside and stuff and
Yep.
sell like your little farm.
Yeah.
No, I also think like we do Country Jam USA in Eau Claire. When I lost my job and we did this, like, let's do this full time, the very first person that sent us a DM was this woman, Kathy, who ran Country Jam USA in Wisconsin, was like, "I love you. We'd love for you to come up." And she gave us more money than anyone had ever given us to come to her festival.
Yes.
And like paid our bills for the next month.
Yeah.
Not insane, but so we've gone there every year since. But that festival's been going on since the 80s, and I think like 90% of their audience returns every year.
Yeah.
It's so like,
That's how country concert is in
it's
Ohio.
like that
It's-
beauty.
It's so
thing.
wonderful.
And you want, and like getting to join it feels special.
Yeah, getting to be a part of an institution like that, like
Yeah.
getting to come in and then capture content with people who have been appreciating it for generations. Because that's since the '80s. There's second, third generations
Yeah,
going to that
absolutely.
festival.
Yeah, and like they'll tell you that everyone tells you the same stories. They'll be like, "This is where Tim McGraw and Faith Hill met," and you're like, "Oh, that's awesome." Everyone will tell you that. They'll be like, "I was
Yep.
there. I was there that year."
Well, and I think there's something magical about kind of showing that, everybody thinks a festival with a lineup, they're all the same, but it's like every single one of them has something special and unique, and I love being able to show that.
The ones that are good and the ones that work do.
Yeah,
Yeah,
There's
that's
a-
true.
that's
That's
true.
You have to have something unique and something distinct at every festival. Like it's got to have a thing to it. I also think part of the Midwest, like you talked about how it's cold all the time and like it's cold most of the year. Those few months that it's warm,
People go wild.
why are you gonna get into a fight or do something stupid like where you're gonna get in trouble? Like you're gonna have fun. You wanna cherish those 2 to 3 months of beauty. You wanna get out on the lake. You wanna be in a field. You wanna be in an RV. You wanna be in a tent, and you wanna be listening to your favorite songs with your favorite people.
Yeah.
Big country party songs. That's all we want. Once it gets to be nice, and it's only been nice for like 4 days in Michigan, so we've just started this season.
Yeah, it's great. We just got there. We got our first like 75-degree day the other day, and
We
I was like, I can
saw-
plant my plants now. It's like late May. Let's go.
Like when we went to Russell Dickerson on Sunday, and it was like 75 at night.
I had to wear jeans.
She had to wear
Yeah.
jeans a little bit, but it was like it's just, we were getting
And Russell Dickerson, you talk about like a show is a party.
there. It is a party
That was-
RD is a party.
The biggest show he's ever had in his entire career.
in Grand Rapids.
Grand Rapids.
But it was that city, but it was the most tickets he's ever sold for a single show.
Wow. That's really cool. I saw him in a 85 cap room in Hoboken, New Jersey called
Wow.
Maxwell's Tavern that's no longer around. And it was a club that was built. It was like a shotgun bar on I think it's Washington Street in Hoboken. And it's a shotgun bar, and then they have like a little like basement room, like not much bigger than this podcast studio where they would do shows. And in like the 90s, it was where like Nirvana's first Jersey play was there. Oasis, like it was a rock club. Like their final night, I went and helped them out with it because I helped out with a lot of the country shows, and it was like all like hardcore bands, and I was like in the country scene in Jersey, and I was like, what is going on right now? But watching Russ, seeing him back then to where he's at now is so cool, and he's such a nice guy too.
Everyone says that.
the nicest
Like
guy.
he's just and it's a show where there's movement and you're dancing. Like he does the Garth thing now where he wears the
head mic,
wears the head mic, right?
Yes,
Well,
he
and as
does.
wrestling fans, I just love the WrestleMania thing anyway. So I'm like,
Yeah.
this is such a fun way to do
Yes.
this because your audience is half of this anyway. Let's just lean in.
And now here's great seg right here.
Yes.
Talk to me about country
Yes,
wrestling.
please do tell us.
Please tell me all about it because I love it.
It's it's a new attempt to try something different because I really love country music. I really love wrestling, and I think it's like a circle of a Venn diagram of fandom, I think, within reason. And I don't see anyone else out there kind of covering this, but we started watching WWE really religiously like about a year and a half ago, almost 2 years ago. And it's become like this thing in my life where it's like, we do so much country music, but I was like, but I want to talk about wrestling. Like I've
Yeah.
got really big opinions about what Jey Uso's up to, what Penta's going to do, what
Yeah.
and so I figured maybe we can use this lane of when we're doing all of this stuff. Why not marry these two things and show that this can be kind of a whole thing. And I've gotten a few DMs and things from people here in the industry that are like, they're trying to do this. You're going in the right direction. Keep running. So we've been kind of doing this thing, a fun thing where we're ripping cards in weird places.
Yeah, you guys, I definitely want to rip some packs with you
she
guys.
brought one.
Well,
rip
I
one
brought
here.
one.
Oh,
So
you
if
brought
you
one?
want to, we
yeah,
can.
let's
let me
do
grab
it.
it. Hold
yeah,
on.
go grab it, please. I'd love to rip a pack
I'll tell
with
our
you
story
guys.
of last night while she does this. So
Yeah.
she's figuring out what to do, and I was like, let's rip packs in places that no one's ever ripped a pack before.
No one's ever ripped a pack in here.
Yeah. So
That'd be
last
so
night-
good.
This was perfect. I'm going to give you the honors for
All right,
this one.
There's
so
only
what's-
4 cards.
So what's
you're
the
only
gonna-
4
etiquette
cards.
to doing it? So you just open
Open
it?
it.
And you start from the front because the back one's going to be the
special
the
card.
special card. Unless
Oh.
you get a super special
Yeah, see,
card.
I grew up a big baseball card guy. Like
Same.
being a big Yankees fan, I have a whole book of all my Derek Jeter cards and all that stuff. I love the card cultures come back too.
It's fun.
I know Grady Smith's talked about that. Seeing Luke Combs like being at the card
That's
culture.
one of our dreams is to
Ooh.
find a way to get
All
to
right,
those.
what do we got? Flip
Okay,
it
what do you
around
got
for us.
first?
So we start at the front.
Okay, we got
a little
JBL.
JBL in the
Let's go.
cowboy hat. Let's
Very
go.
country, seems appropriate.
Very country. Very
Number
country.
2, what do we got?
All right, number 2, what do you got?
Number 2. Ooh, we got Candice LeRae.
Ooh,
okay.
okay. I don't think we have her yet,
Cool.
so
We
that's
have
good.
Candice
Cool looking
LeRae.
one.
All right.
Ooh, Seth Rollins.
Let's
Woo!
go.
He's been around for a long time, right?
Down.
Seth's been around for a
Down.
minute.
All
And
right.
then our final. Ooh, Roxanne Perez.
Ooh, focus reel, not
All
bad.
right.
Good
Pretty good.
pack.
We'll take it. We'll take it.
So last night we kick off this series, and
Yeah.
we were at the Ryman for Darius and friends. So she was like, "I'm gonna be the first." I was like, "Let's be the first person to ever rip wrestling cards at the Ryman." That's a dumb
No one's
idea.
done this, right?
Yes.
It's
So
a dumb
let's do
idea,
this.
but like, let's do it.
I love it.
So we shoot it, and I'm not joking with you. The video's out right now. Anyone watches, you can go find it on Country Wrestling. She starts ripping the cards. The second card is an autographed Dragon Lee card. We've
Like
never
one
pulled
of one. Like a
one of
super
one.
rare
Get a
card.
one of
So she's
one.
like ripping him like this, and I'm holding the camera, and she
I'm,
goes.
like, freaking
the second
out.
card comes across. She must see my face go like, "Oh!" I'm trying to like. I think I even said, "Holy shit!" And she goes, "Oh my god!" And,
Oh
like,
my God.
and meanwhile, we have to go quickly because she's standing in front of those Ryman letters. You take pictures.
We're like everyone
Yeah.
takes photos,
so
and
people
I'm
are like trying to walk around, and I'm like, keep going, we gotta keep
Keep
going.
going. Keep going.
You don't understand. And then she finishes, and everyone's looking like, what happened?
I was like, you don't understand? I got a
I
Dragon
got a
Lee
Dragon
autograph.
Lee autograph.
This is so cool. He's
At
one of
the
my favorites.
Ryman.
At the Ryman.
At the Ryman. So
Yeah.
it was, I felt like Mother Church blessed me with that pack.
And Darius is a big wrestling fan, so I
So
feel
it
like the
felt like
energy
it was a good-
right.
The energy was definitely there,
Yeah.
guys. That's awesome.
You just pulled a Seth Rollins. We're off to a good start.
We're off to a
This
good
series is
start.
going
So,
well,
we've got 5 more packs we're going to rip throughout the week.
Nice.
Random places. I think at least a bar on Broadway. We don't know which one yet. Will be one of them.
Yeah, probably a show somewhere.
Probably a show.
Yeah.
We haven't figured them all
I'm
out
trying to
yet,
think
so.
if there's any people that like any of the Broadway bar like name people that are big wrestling
I guess
fans.
Luke
Where it would
Holmes
make
was,
sense.
we're going to
Luke Holmes would-
Hurricane 10, so I think we could
Category
probably
10, yeah.
or Category 10.
Cat 10. It's a
Cat
hurricane.
10. Yeah, it's a
same
hurricane.
thing.
Cat 10 we're going to go to, so I guess that would be a good
Have
place.
you guys been in there yet?
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
cool spot, isn't it?
Insane.
I love it. It's massive in the right way.
It's a big space.
I like that it's open.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're seeing Graham there tomorrow for the Opry Next Live thing. I mean, all of them, but I'm excited to see Graham.
Yeah.
We're always excited about Graham.
Yeah, no, I'm excited about what Graham's doing and all that. I'm gonna be seeing him at some festivals this summer too, which we're
Who
stoked
are you
about.
actually excited to see these days?
Yeah.
Oh my god! I mean, Treaty Oak is great every time.
Yeah, that's fair.
That is one. The term degenerate is a term that Nikki T's been using for years because people asked her like, Nick, are you more country or redneck? He's like, well, I was raised more white trash, because Nick's from like that West Virginia, Pennsylvania border. So he loves the term degenerate. It's like a term of endearment. So we love Treaty Oak. I mean, I don't think I'll get to see Ella again this year. I got to see her at the first Rock
just
the
realized this
Country.
yesterday
Yeah,
ourselves.
Oh, we're
yeah.
out of Ella dates unless she announces something for the fall.
Yeah, oh, I'm sure she will. I'm sure there'll be some more. But watching Ella's really cool just because of my history with her.
Yeah.
Just watching from her being Trey's opener back in the day and being like little sis, making sure her and the rest of the drinkers got home safe from Red Door, and I was like the OGDD, Gavin's show's always a lot of fun. Like I enjoy chaos. I really do. Side stage, I like there to be not as much. Lakeview, I love.
Ooh, she hasn't seen Lakeview. Oh, you saw him at CMA Fest last year,
I
right?
saw him at CMA Fest, but I haven't seen him in like a club
But you
show
haven't like
setting
seen
yet.
them. Seen them.
No, I need to.
I saw him at a 400 cap last year. It was
Yeah.
pretty sick.
Have you guys done content with them yet?
No, not really.
No.
We did
You-
one interview with them a long time ago.
Yes.
You definitely should, and you should rip a pack with them for sure. You talk about like where
No kidding.
what
I gotta
country
see if they're
wrestling?
around this week. see
We
if can
pitched
find
them
one.
we did pitch their team an idea last year when they were coming through. We wanted to do like crew shirts, like union crew shirts
Yeah.
that had boots and their like thing. But we didn't get it done in time, but we might get back to it.
We're gonna try to do like a 616 crew type thing. So
Yeah, they're great. I mean, I'm for talking about the one we're going to be at together with Crossroads. I've never seen Wiz Khalifa before, so I'm very
That's gonna
excited
be
to just
fun.
see
I don't know.
with
That
Wiz
might be first.
Wiz Khalifa in front of
I think we
Zach
were
Brown.
Supposed to a couple times and it didn't work
Yeah,
out type
probably-
thing.
probably
Zach
not.
Brown.
Yeah, because I gotta look at the damn lineups of what we're going to. Because we're doing. How many are you guys at this year?
Well, we've already done. Have we already done one? I feel like.
No, we're about to do
So
one.
we have Buckeye Country Superfest. We're going to Kinney at the Sphere, which I count because it's like multiple days and
Yeah.
activation.
Oh yeah, you guys have gotten to go to the Sphere. What is that like?
It's
Like,
amazing.
Just as diehard concert fans, like as someone who's been to a ton of shows and loves all different,
Yeah.
like what is that environment like? Like what could you possibly compare a Sphere show to?
Nothing.
I mean, I would
it's the
say-
most brain breaking thing you've ever seen in your life, and it needs to be on your bucket
Okay.
list.
I
Like,
do, and people hate on the floor. I like being on the floor because you're closer to Kenny Chesney than you would ever be in a stadium by a million miles. And
Yeah.
then you have the giant screen. But to me, it's like I still love Kenny Chesney. So to me, I was like, oh, he's right there.
Yeah.
You can touch his hand if you're on the rail. You're that close.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
his stage.
It's
There's like
crazy
no
how close
barrier.
it is.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
So-
a lot of people want to sit in the seats because when you're on the floor, you do have to do this.
Yeah, you
and it's
do
a
this.
little your neck gets a little tired by
But
the
if,
end of the night,
but
but
if
it's
you're
worth it.
but if you're low, you're close to the stage and
Yeah.
you're
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
you got Kenny
worth it.
Chesney.
Kenny Chesney's right there.
Yeah.
He's slapping hands. He's running around and stuff, making me feel old and lazy.
If you still do it, I go back. It's still amazing.
Yep.
You know.
Yeah.
It's,
I would keep watching him and be like, oh yeah, there's a big show going on up here. Yeah, there's other things happening.
Yeah.
I love it. I think it's incredible. I think it's kind of a strange experience for what we do. We're learning it. The first time we got in trouble with security, we were shooting outside doing our reactions. We were doing like, what'd you think of the show? And one security guard was like, I think you guys got to leave. We're like, no, we're with them. And he goes, oh, okay. And then he comes back with another security
Like
guard,
4
and then
people.
another, and then there was 8 security guards, and they were all surrounding
I
us.
was like, are we going to
Surrounding
jail?
surrounding you
Surrounding
two?
the two of us while they make a call, being like, "So are they with you? We don't have a badge or anything."
Yeah.
No.
And because they'd never done a country show there, why would we know? And they finally were like, "You're cleared," but it took like 25 minutes. So
We
then
lost all the crowd.
All the crowd had left. So like, "Oh, you guys
that's
are
the
good."
We were just like,
worst.
please don't go to jail. Please don't go to jail. I don't even know what Vegas jail's like. I don't want to do this. Like,
Yeah. Who are you gonna meet in Vegas
I don't wanna
jail?
go to Vegas
It's like,
jail.
Either that or like
especially.
get banned from the Sphere, like right out the gate. They're
First
like-
show, yeah,
Super
immediately
show.
first night.
one and done, Kenny.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
But I do remember some college kids. We did get one great clip of these college kids came out, and I was like, "What do you think of the show?" And this guy just goes, "Kenny Chesney's that dog," and I'll never forget how he said it. And I was like, "He is actually." Ever since then, like he does have that dog in him. He's just
Yeah.
that,
That
guy.
dog.
Forever and always.
Yeah. No, I love Kenny.
We weren't really fans. I think when we first saw. I mean, we liked him, but the first time we ever saw him, we had pitched doing this thing where we got to know No Shoes Nation. So we flew to Atlanta, and at 11 in the morning, we're doing pineapple Jello shots with No Shoes
With random
Nations.
strangers. 'cause
Yeah,
they're the
that's-
Because they were like,
nicest.
they're all over here, and the first woman we met, she's like, "Do you guys want a Jello shot?" And I was like, "What?" I like looked at my watch. And
It's like, I got
"What?"
so much day, but you know what? I'm not going to be mean,
They
so
had sent us
give me the
set
Jello
times. I was
shot.
like, "He's on at 9:30." You know what I mean?
I got time.
yeah, I got time. Everyone there was like, "Yeah, you're fine. You got a while. We'll take naps."
They had cookies. Like that's the best fan base.
That's
You
the
were
best
talking
fan
about the best
base in country music,
Yeah.
easily for us.
No
but,
Shoes
Yeah.
Nation.
But by the time we left that night from like hanging out with them all day and then going to see the show, we were like, I'll No Shoes Nation for life. Like,
Yeah.
I've officially entered my late 30s. I'm now.
Yeah. They're the.
We're
they're-
getting a flag for our house to put out front
Nice.
on our
Yeah.
flagpole when we go to Vegas next week. So or week after.
Yeah, because those are the folks where I remember back in the day, like the stadium shows, people would be able to park their RVs the night before, like a festival, and you'd have tailgating would be going if Kenny was playing on like a Friday or a Saturday. I know Nick's been to a bunch of the shows in Pittsburgh where it's like people would get there on like Thursday, like 2 days before with their RVs or whatever, and just it's like a 3-day party for a 1-day show.
Yeah, we're still friends with some of them. They travel in like groups, like 8 or 9
They
cars,
do.
all go together.
Yep.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
So after Kenny, we have a week off. I think we might come down here for Alan Jackson if they give us tickets. We're trying.
Yeah.
Everyone in town is trying.
Yes, yeah.
So everyone that knows that if this comes out before, then everyone knows there's one person that you can ask for tickets to the last Alan Jackson show. And there's one email address, and they don't reply to you. So everyone I know and their mother has been like, "Can we get tickets to Alan
Yeah.
Jackson?" And plus, you know, I'm sure the Today Show and everyone else. So I don't think we'll get in tickets, but if we do, we'll be here for Alan Jackson. And the week after that, we have Minnesota Country Club, immediately into Country Jam USA. We go to like 5 shows back in Grand Rapids.
Yeah, we go home for like a week.
See like 4 bands, and then we have Crossroads with you. I think we have Billy Strings Freak Festival at the end of August.
Ione,
yeah.
That's
just
like 20 minutes from our
sounds-
house.
Yeah.
So
His first ever like event that he's throwing.
And it's a home game for you guys.
Yeah, home game for him too. It's
Yeah.
in a place where they don't even have parking to sustain.
yeah, we don't know
within
how
the
this
show.
is gonna. It's gonna be chaotic, but
But it's gonna be a fun time. So we'll see Billy Strings there. I'm really excited for the man on the street stuff at that.
Oh,
Those people will play ball.
And that's going to be a
Yeah.
different crowd than you've encountered
Yep.
from the festivals and the mainstream country stuff. Like, you're going to meet some diehards there.
Yep.
Real wild folks.
Yes.
So we have Billy Strings. We're in talks to do that Cabo festival. I don't know if it's happening, but we might do Cabo, and then we're going to Country Calling in October.
Oh, have you guys been to Country Calling?
We have not. This is our first year.
So I went last year just as a fan because my parents my mom and stepdad live in just over the border in Delaware.
Okay.
So it was one of my favorite festival experiences
Really?
as a
Yay.
fan. So it's integrated into the boardwalk. So the pier fries and like all the games and all the bars are like part of the festival. So like you'll like say enter here, and then you'll walk down boardwalk and all like the boardwalk stuff's going, and then you'll go on, and then A stage here, B stage on the other side of the beach, and then C stage in between. And it's a lot of people. It's a big one.
Yeah.
But it was just incredible. And we stayed in a hotel on the boardwalk, but like farther down. So you just walk down the boardwalk to get to the show, and then walk back on the boardwalk with all the fans. So your man on the street stuff on the boardwalk, because they're not walking to a parking lot. They're just walking on the boardwalk. Tens of thousands of people.
I'm excited.
I can't wait.
It's a lot of fun. And yeah, with the food vendors they don't jack the prices up either. So like the
even
fries, the pier pizza, like, cause you're East Coast, so you get the good pizza, the good seafood,
Yeah.
the like all the stuff you'd get on the shore. Like you're literally on the ocean.
I mean, that sounds like a good time.
That
We're
sounds
looking forward to
amazing.
it.
I'm very excited y'all are going to
Are
that
the
one.
how's the concert? Like we did stand on my boots. I learned so many new terrible elements of concert etiquette. Like beach concerts are so crazy.
So
People like built sandcastles to stand
That
on.
is my favorite move I've seen at a concert.
Like they built a ramp, stood on it above everybody in the middle, and I'm like, I'm gonna kick the sand out from under you. 'Cause that's not stable ground.
I'm
And
gonna
that's
kick
on
the
you.
sand out of your boots.
Stand right out of those boots. I thought that was funny. Or people would dig holes to sit in, but then they cover them with their blankets, and people are just like
Falling
in.
into them as it got dark.
So you didn't have that. I didn't see that. What I
Good.
did see, one of my favorite moments from that, one, Luke Combs headlined, which was sick. So
man.
Luke Combs, and he didn't do a lot of festivals last year. He did like the big all genre festivals, but getting to see him there was really, really cool. And then the Treaty Oak set, because that crowd just didn't know what was happening.
So when Boomtown happened,
Oh, I'll show you the video after. It was one of my favorite moments because you have all these people in VIP that are used to seeing, like, in the Northeast, the Heritage Acts do really well.
Yeah.
So, like, Carrie Underwood can get close to selling out an arena in New Jersey or New York or Delaware. You know, it's like they're not quite in it. Like you could tell who was there for Treaty Oak, but you could tell who was there that bought the multi-day because Brooks and Dunn was on the night before.
Yeah.
You know, so you had the Brooks and Dunn fans going over because they were able to see John party on that B stage the night before. And they get over there for Treaty Oak, and they're like, "What is happening?" And then you see people like they just didn't know. You know,
that's always fun though, because it's kind of fun to
I
watch
love-
the chaos and people being like, "What is happening
I love
around
seeing the
me?"
reaction when they don't know, but you do know, and those around you know.
Exactly.
You know, like
Exactly.
so. Yeah, Country Calling is a blast. I highly recommend.
And then we're doing, what is it, St. Pete's? We're doing St. Pete's.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we haven't done that one yet either.
Sick. I've heard good things about that, and it's beautiful scenery. One thing that's weird about that is it is in the fall, which does turn into like hurricane season down there. So they've had good luck, but knock on wood for you guys
It's
going
his
down
birthday
to
week.
Tampa.
So
Our
hopefully
friends,
Oh, it's your birthday week in
our
Florida.
Friends at
Yeah.
Peanut Patch Boiled Peanuts are bringing us out. I love
Oh,
those.
peanut patch
boiled
boiled.
peanuts.
the ones you see in the gas station everywhere.
Yeah, in the South.
Y'all work with the gas station peanut people.
They're
We
the
are.
best.
We're in the
We
peanut
love them.
business.
You're
We're
in the peanut. I love
business.
that.
Dude,
Let's
I have so
go.
many. We have so many cans of boiled peanuts. We
And
also
hats.
eat them in hats. We did a festival with them last year.
That's
and they're bringing us
awesome.
out
So much
again
fun.
for this year. Shout out Boiled Peanuts.
Yeah, we love them.
That is sick.
Dude, I love it.
Go-
You guys
go
have
have some at the
Surfside.
gas
We got
station.
Peanut Patch Boiled
We got
Peanuts.
Surfside. We got cigars. We got watch. I got a watch.
Oh,
like
look at
that's
you.
something. We
This
got
is, I
roast
will say that the
watches.
Peanut Patch thing came out of the blue though, because the guy that we know, Brent, he's a musician. He's a really great musician. And one day they did a collab with Luke Bryan where they made Luke Bryan Peanut Patch Boiled Peanuts, like a can of them.
Yeah.
And he DM'd me one day and was like, "Would you like a can of these?" And I was like, "Hell yes, I do want
Yes,
a can
I
of
would.
Boiled Patch." So he sent me like a care package, and ever since then we've been on the Boiled Peanut train.
Yeah, we love them.
Are they like the lightly salted ones?
They have both.
Or
They have
They have all
Cajun
flavors, yeah.
and regular.
What do you prefer? Because I've done the spicy ones, and they lit me up in the van with Trey back in the day.
That's kind of. I mean, that's how I.
It's
that's how-
high risk, high reward.
That's how
Yeah,
I react to
yeah.
them. I like those ones, but for the sanctity of our marriage, I think it's probably better if I go with the salted ones. She knew them better than I hadn't had them because I'm from the north.
Yeah, Kentucky.
Yeah,
you have some boiled
We
peanuts.
have some. It's like further south of the state. Like when you're on the state line, you get it more than
Yeah.
like Louisville. You're not gonna find boiled.
I remember
peanuts
when we
as
talked
much.
to them the first time, and they were like, "We're in all the WalMarts, and we're in like 3,000 gas stations or something." She said some insane number of gas stations. And I was like, "Where?" And then we started traveling more to the south last year, and I was like, "Oh, everywhere."
We just now it's a
Yeah.
game to find them. We're like, oh, we found them there. Oh, they're here. They're here. They're here.
We're those people that will send you a text if we hear your song or see your product in the
Yep.
wild. Like we were at Love's yesterday in Springfield driving down, and they were playing Chase Matthew in there, and Chase
Yeah.
lives up there too. So we like sent him a message. It was like, "They're playing your song in your
Yeah.
town, bro."
Your hometown loves. They got
Yeah.
you, bro.
That's awesome.
that's that fan element coming through. We're like, "Oh my god."
Yeah, and you need to have that because the moment you lose that and it switches to completely business, it's not nearly as fun. And that's the balance that Nick and I have been trying to have. You know, with being down here and being so entrenched, it's like we make it a point to try and go to shows where we're not hosting,
Yeah.
we're not covering, we're just in the pit and we're just in it. You know.
Yeah, we do that with non-country stuff a lot too.
Yeah,
That's our free time.
That's what we're doing. We've I think we're going to be going. I'm very excited because I've never gotten to see them because their heyday was like when I was an old. I mean, I guess you can be any age and get brought to a show, but I think we have secured Limp Bizkit tickets
Let's
for
go. We saw them a few years ago.
for
It's
the
amazing.
for at the new Live Nation venue they're opening.
yeah,
It's
the
called The
Truth?
Truth.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
it's like Limp Bizkit in like a club environment.
Amazing.
They're doing a Sunday, Monday of like Columbus Day weekend. So we have one of our bloggers, pretty much our main blogger, his name's Sam. He runs a Rowdy Alternative. He actually lives right on like the Cincinnati, Kentucky line. He's
Oh,
on
right there in like Fort Thomas or Florence.
Florence. Yeah, he's like right around like the Florence.
Okay.
Florence, y'all.
Florence,
he's
y'all.
like,
That's our favorite. That's
yeah,
our-
he's like right around there, and his idol is Fred Durst. Like the kid live. His idols are Hulk Hogan and Fred Durst. That's like what he
Good
loves.
energy.
Like Halloween every year, he's either Fred or Hulk, and he's like different eras. Like in Halloween weekend, he'll be like different era of Hulk, like NWO Hulk. He'll be like Hulkster Hulk. He'll be like all different
Yes.
things. So we're gonna take care of him and bring him down here for a Limp Bizkit concert.
Oh, that's so
It's
good.
it's a good time. You guys are gonna have a blast.
We reset by seeing Pitbull every year.
We
For like
love
4 years.
Pitbull.
now.
Okay, now what kind of pitbull girl are you? Are you
I-
you go normal or do you do the bald head thing?
I'm
Because I
gonna
see
be
a lot of
honest.
females do the bald head thing.
I'm gonna bald head the next time we go. It wasn't a thing the last few times we went, but when they announced it in our market, I got to be in the video wearing the bald cap. So I have one now.
Oh, you have one.
I have
She's
one,
ready.
so I'm ready for
We
when he
went
comes
as
to
a
town.
we went as a like kind of as a laugh when we first started dating. I was like, we were looking for something to do, and I've always been a person who's like, if something is really big is happening and I don't get it, I like to go and try to
Yeah.
figure it out.
Yeah.
I want to know. I want to
Yeah.
know what's happening,
Yeah.
right? So I was like, I remember telling her like, I think we're gonna go see Pitbull. She was laughing at me, and she's like, I mean, okay. And he hadn't even gotten on stage before. We're like, we're never missing another Pitbull concert.
It was so
Like,
much
I
fun.
hear they're a blast.
It
It's
is.
just such good vibe. Like it's honestly 2.5 hours where you don't even think about anything else. 'Cause
Brain
it's
off, just
yeah,
dance. It's
just
so
dance, and
good.
everyone's having a good. He doesn't have a sad song, right? There's
No.
so like now it's time for the ballad. It's like
There's
just
no ballad. It's
No.
just
no
up,
ballad.
up.
We just keep going higher and higher. Like we start at 10 and move up to 15.
And he's got all the dancers and the
Yeah.
like he just
and he
he's
gives
having a
motivational
blast.
speeches, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, he
I'm
does
ready
like
to
the
fight.
sermon thing where he
Yeah.
hypes the crowd up.
One time we saw him and he did it as the intro. Like the lights all came down and it was like, some of y'all out there don't know what you're doing with your life. And let me tell you, you can do anything. Take it from me, Pitbull. And he's like giving this big speech about all of his accomplishments. And then it's
And then
just
he
like,
takes the stage.
you know, hey,
Yeah. It's so good.
And it like
It's so
always
good.
reminds us of just like the pure joy of like, that's why we do this. It's
Yeah.
Like if I could I want everyone to have that experience at every show they ever go to. So
Yeah.
that's like the maximalist version, and I like to get that like dose of it every year.
I think that's why we got into wrestling too, because it was kind of the same energy where it wasn't country music, but it was still that same. Everybody's so excited to be there.
You go to a
The
wrestling
crowd is
event and
so-
everyone's
Oh, they're fun.
fun.
It's so fun.
And they
Yeah.
all like different wrestlers. A lot of them feuding with each other, but they don't care in that setting.
No,
They're
and
just,
people
like,
are
friends.
so nice. Everybody's complimenting your shirt 'cause they're like, "Oh, you got my wrestler shirt, and hey, I got yours." And it's like it's such a good vibe that it's like I want that at every
The same way
concert
country music
experience.
can be a secondhand language.
Yep.
Where you're like, oh, you know so and so. It's wrestling's that way. Where
Yep.
like, especially in country, I've started slipping it into interviews just to see how people will react. I'll be like, yeah, you know, we were watching wrestling the other night, and I'll see if their eyes light up. I get excited.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh yeah, we have a thing to talk about.
yeah,
now.
you're right.
Because
Yeah.
you don't need to tell me about the song you have coming out. Tell me about your favorite wrestler.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So a random wrestling thing that Ike, our video guy, is huge into it. Like him and his wife will travel to like one big like
Let's
super event
go.
every year. There was an event that happened here. It was called the Ballroom Blitz. It's
Okay.
with a company, I think they're called Circle 6, and they are like a wild underground wrestling company. And what they do is they tie concerts to it, but there's no ring. So what they'll do is they'll do it in a parking lot or in a very small club, and they're like wrestling on the floor. Like you're in like a circle. And
like a circle pit
it's
with
like
a wrestling
street
match
fight.
happening.
Yes. And so people, when they're falling, they're not falling onto the mat. They're falling onto the concrete. Like it was like our buddies Cody Parks and the Dirty South played, and Luke Borchelt played.
Oh man.
And
Man.
they're like longtime homies. We've been Dirty South, like country metal guys, and we've known Luke forever. And so we went to the show, and the guy, the promoter, they're out of Los Angeles, and I'd seen a video of them like putting someone in a casket and then lighting it on fire, and then a guy getting out of the casket and having to be sprayed with like a fire extinguisher. So the promoter hit up me and Nick, and was like, "Hey, like, would you guys be interested in putting your name on it?" We're like, "You know what? It's Cody, it's Luke.
Why
Like,
not?
why not?"
Yeah.
So we put the Razor Eye name on it, and they gave us some tickets, so our whole crew got to go. And one of the people that competed that night was Danhausen. And this was like,
Detroit's own.
yes, and this was like 2-3 years ago, and it was like I have a video of them playing Pink Pony Club over the thing, and he's like dancing to it, and then he pulls out like a card and like paper cuts a guy on the neck. Like, and I looked back at the video because I've been seeing all of his stuff. So I'm a big Knicks fan, and watching the Danhausen, "You're cursed, you're uncursed,
Yeah,
you're
it's
cursed,
so
you're
much
uncursed."
fun.
Like, if the Knicks win, I want him in the parade for sure. But he needs to be on the float with
I'm surprised
Big
you're
Cat.
here and not seeing Knicks games.
Yeah, that's country music. I don't have the money for that. Knicks tickets are way too. I'd be better off going to San Antonio, flying there, getting a hotel, getting a ticket. It'd be cheaper than going to the Garden,
That's true.
staying at
Probably.
my
San
staying
Antonio
at.
tickets are a lot cheaper.
Yes.
Plus the Riverwalk. San
Yeah.
Antonio's a cool city.
Yes.
Listen,
Place.
this
I like
one's
San
almost
Antonio.
made it far enough.
You know what? Can I ask you a few questions?
Yeah, go
while
for it.
we're
Yeah,
here?
please do.
All right.
Absolutely.
First off, we're going to New York in October to see the format at Radio City Music Hall. Laura's not a New York City person.
Yeah.
Sell her on New York City.
Why would, okay, because my experience is it's kind of dirty, not
It
in a
is.
mean way, a
It
little
is.
dirty, and everybody's kind of trying to grope you or steal your stuff.
What time?
And
of
I
ye-
don't love it.
What time
And I
of-
like big cities.
What time of year are you going?
We're going in October.
Okay, so it's not going to be as hot and as smelly.
No.
So there's one. That's
Yeah,
good.
good.
I tell people the threshold is from, usually people are like, it's great to go somewhere between Memorial Day and Labor Day.
Yeah.
New York is Labor Day to Memorial
Okay.
Day.
Okay, deal.
You don't want to go in the summer. My girlfriend was like, let's go for the 4th of July, 250. I'm like, hell no.
No.
And for the record, I grew up in the suburbs about 30 minutes outside of New York City. So growing up, I used to wish that the city would float away, leave me Madison Square Garden, and leave me Yankee Stadium, and they can take the rest of it. But since I've moved away, I've gained an appreciation because
Sure.
it is a special place. You just have so much. There's any kind of food that you want, any kind of experience that you want is there. There's country bars there now. You want Asian fusion stuff. My good friend Stephanie Wagner, she runs a page called Country Swag. I don't know
Okay.
if you guys are familiar with them.
Yeah.
But Steph books the entertainment at a bar called Common Country. And my buddy D-Rock, who just did the remix, is putting out the remix of Dick Down Dallas with Trey and putting out a bunch of other remixes. He's the house DJ there. And they've had people popping up. So there is that like country type of thing. Skinny Dennis, which is huge here in Nashville.
Yeah.
Their home like mothership location is in New York City.
Oh, okay.
So like there's some of that, but it's the food and it's where you go in New York. Now, am I going to tell you to go to Times Square? And,
I've already done that. I don't need that.
You don't
I don't
need
want
to-
that.
Are you a foodie?
Yeah.
You like food?
Yeah.
So there's in the West Village, they do food tours.
Ooh.
And they guide you around and you go to like, in Kroger, what's the famous cheese that they have in some of the Krogers?
Oh, I
It's
know what you're
like,
talking
I forget the
about.
name. I got to look it up now, but they take you to like they take you to like the original place.
Wow.
And they take you to like these little Italian spots, and you get like a drink in the places. Murray's cheese.
Yeah.
So you start out at the original Murray's cheese shop, and then
wow.
they walk you through like all the old historic homes that were there. So it's a cool thing. If you're into comedy, which I'm guessing you guys are,
I've
going to
been
see.
to Upright Citizens Brigade. I did
Okay.
do that the last
you gotta
time
go.
I was there.
You got to go to the Comedy Cellar.
Been
So
there.
the
Oh,
I have.
see, I
Yes.
haven't.
We have
I
different
haven't. I would
experiences.
love to go to the
Comedy Cellar. Last time I went with my mom, my stepdad, and I brought my girlfriend Erin up there, and we just got tickets on a whim. It was one of the old Saturday Night Live guys. Like Colin Quinn was playing, and he was a little rough to watch because he was going through something. He was just not all there. But Shane Gillis hopped up out of the blue and gave us 7 minutes, and it was before his big special. So like his whole Trump thing that he does now, we got to see him kind of workshop that. So you buy a ticket to one of the shows at the Comedy Cellar, and that's in the same section as where the food tour is. Hang out in like the Village.
Deal.
There you go.
West
Deal.
Village is where you want to be. That's where the good restaurants are. That's where the culture is and things like that, as opposed to the tours. Because I agree,
Deal.
it's daunting. It's a lot.
I
Now,
don't-
how long are you guys going to be up there?
Like
3 days.
3 days.
3
Not
days?
very long. We're there to see something at Radio City Music Hall.
Yeah,
and
gotta take her to the Natural History Museum.
Yeah.
Gotta do the Natural
I've done
History.
MoMA,
Yes.
so
And I will say too, and it hits a little bit different for me being a local New Yorker, going to the memorial, the 9/11 memorial in the
Oh,
World
yeah.
Trade Center and the Freedom
Yeah.
Tower. It's you go there like earlier in the day,
Yeah.
and it is a very, very
Solemn.
solemn, heavy experience. And it's not too far from Radio City, so you guys should be able to route that. And I'll send you a bunch of pizza places,
Please.
restaurants, because I still have some boots on the ground, some buddies that are up there that are partaking in the craziness. They're not going to the Knicks games. They're going to Madison Square Garden
That's the
after
energy.
the Knicks games,
Yeah.
and
That's the move.
they're just witnessing the chaos.
I
You know.
love that. That's what I would do if I lived there.
Yeah, like I wouldn't pay thousands of dollars to go to the game. I just go.
go to the bar across the street.
Yeah, well, not even that. I just stand outside, watch it on the jumbotron, and then after the game, when they win, like everybody freaks out and just sit there with a glizzy or a chopped cheese sandwich, and
And watch it happen.
yeah, and just be a part of the moment.
Yeah, we're gonna do a thing with our pal Willie Locke, lives in New York.
Oh, I know Willie.
Willie,
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
gonna
Willie's
help-
good people.
We're gonna do a thing where he takes us around and helps us find country.
He's a great tour guide. Willie'll set you
Shout
up.
out
I'm
Willie Locke.
excited.
Yeah, shout out to Willie. Appreciate you, Will.
Underrated out there. I
Yeah,
love
man.
him. Let's see. I got another one for you. Well, you guys are really good at these. When's the last time you felt like you bombed one of these?
Oh man, I've had some where I'm trying to think if one's happened this year.
Or just maybe a singular flub in an interview where you're like, it just
Okay,
wakes you up at
okay.
night.
I'm gonna do one, and I haven't talked about this publicly, so I'm gonna do
Okay.
it right now. I had a very it lived with me for about a week where I was like, man, I screwed the pooch. Like I was bad. I feel as
what I'm looking
as
for.
as our buddy Matt McElwain, who's in the Trey crew now out with Kenny Whitmire, he used to say like, I'm embarrassed, like I'm embarrassed. We got invited to do a round table for Ella's double #1 party for Warrant for the Wind and Choosing Texas, and we got to be a part of the roundtable thing. And I've interviewed Ella. It was her first podcast. Ella's like a little sister, you know? And so we got to sit, and it's like you're sitting in like a boardroom.
Oh, it was
at
actually
BMI.
an in-person roundtable.
Yeah, you're sitting in a boardroom. You're sitting in a boardroom, and everybody gets one question.
I hate those.
Oh no.
I'm thinking like, so I went in. I'm like, oh, it's Ella. I don't really. It's Ella. This is gonna be easy. This is Ella, and it was everybody had asked their questions and whatever, and I asked a question, and the way that I started it was so informal because it was like Billboard was there, this outlet's there, like the big boys, and it's like Ray's Rowdy's got a seat at the table.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there, Ike's in the room too, and we're all sitting at the table, and I asked a question about like looking back on the good old days, is there any, or like the old days like coming up, is there anything that you miss about that time or whatever? and she laughs at the question and just is like, hell no. And it just moves on. And while I was asking the question, I remember I was like, I felt like it was like game 7. I'm pitching on the mound trying to win the World Series. Like I blacked out when I asked the question. But I'm like, I've known this girl since she was like 19. Like so that was a moment. But in this room, I don't know, like podcast wise, because sometimes you guys know it. You get a guest or you get somebody to interview, and it's like pulling teeth. Yeah. You can tell they really don't want to be here. Which for this, it's like they're driving 25 minutes out of town, parking in this warehouse outside of this Tractor Supply, which is incredibly on brand for us. We love it.
You fit right in.
Yeah, we do. We do. We fit right in here. Shout out to City Limit Studios. But it's like I'm looking over at the clock. Like right now I can see we're well over an hour, which I knew we would do. I knew we'd crush this. Like we could go all day.
I expected to be 2, so honestly.
Yeah, the three of us talking, we could go for days on end talking. Yeah. But it's like you look and you're like, oh man, it's only been 15 minutes.
I can't imagine.
I've already asked like the points that the PR team wanted me to hit. Like it's like you find the commonalities. Like you see when you mention, we were watching WWE the other night and their eyes light up. Yeah. So for me, it's like talking about, I have like a cheat code where since I've toured so much with Muscadine and with Trey, I know all these clubs and I know what it's like to be in the van or getting that first bus or this or that. So I can usually find the commonalities in that. And I've been to so many states from touring that I can find something.
Yeah, we do those. We use those tricks.
It's just finding the right thing. Like you don't want to hear that somebody's from Iowa and just talk about corn, you know?
No.
You've been to the Field of Dreams. It's, you know.
No, it's you want to talk about the Midwest and what makes the Midwestern country music fan so special is that it's not there quite all the time. Yeah. It's as blue collar as anywhere, and it's the most welcoming, friendly environment. And then get them rattling off their experience of that, you know?
Well, I feel like when people come, you also have the benefit that when people come through here and you're in Nashville, they usually have a thing they're trying to promote. When people come through Grand Rapids, they want to do it, but they can't talk about the thing they need to promote yet. You know what I mean? So we end up in a lot of interviews where like with Graham, we had a lot of fun with Graham Barham, but it became obvious pretty early on that he was either saying something we weren't going to be able to use or he couldn't. When we realized he couldn't, then it just became like, all my questions were turned into like, yeah, man, we'll see. You know, I think releasing more music would be a good idea.
Well, what you could do too is you could always break it up into segments and hold part of it.
That's what we do.
For after,
or I'll just be like, this isn't coming out till you've announced that thing.
Yeah, we'll just hold this until then. Thanks.
Yeah. Or like, I can't. We don't have a podcast proper yet. We want to get a good show off the ground, but I do hate when it starts to go slow. But we only do like 10 minutes. And sometimes I'll be like, was that good? And she's like, it was 6.5 minutes. I was like, oh my god. It was a rough 6.5 minutes. It was rough. My biggest interview mess up lately was probably this month. Yeah, no, we interviewed Kip Moore in October. We just interviewed Kip Moore 3 days ago. Went great. Interviewed him in October last year, and I had my first full blown panic attack as we were walking to his bus.
What was it? Was it just, oh shit, I'm talking to Kip Moore?
Adam, so he'd sent us to this festival in Texas last year that you guys didn't go to, Tanglefoot.
Yep.
And it was like 98 degrees in Temple, Texas. And I was not prepared for that. I wilt like a lily when it's that hot outside. It's terrible.
Yeah.
So we got there and I had like passed out almost. Like we were the 30 minutes in September and I was like, Laura took me to the medical tent. Like
we had to go to like EMS because he was about to die.
Teens hadn't got off stage yet.
Oh no.
It was 3 p.m.
Y'all were early.
And they're like, is he drunk? And I'm like, no.
Not at all.
And you don't believe us at all about this either.
So like we got there early because it was like the first ever time this festival had happened and I was like, let's go do our thing, run the grounds and everything. Not thinking that it was gonna be this miserable.
So hot.
Then we got there and it was the first year they'd ever done this festival. God bless them. There was only one tree in the entire festival.
And no shade. There was no one there anyway.
It's just 98 degrees in middle Texas. And like, so I just like, I'm doing bad. She takes me to the medical tent or whatever. And after that, I was just getting anxious in different places, but it wasn't that bad. I didn't think it was that bad. Laura would probably say a completely different story. It was getting worse. But then we were supposed to see you guys in Louisiana. Yeah,
boots on the bayou.
Boots on the bayou. And I legitimately broke 3 teeth up here that Tuesday. We didn't go. But then on Saturday, they were like, do you want to talk to Kip? We're like, sure. And I was like, well, we didn't go there. Let's go talk to Kip Moore. So we're backstage, and his band is like giving us asking. They're very nice. If you met them,
good
they're
folks.
all cool guys. The nicest guys. Couldn't be a more peaceful. We're at our home venue. We're in Grand Rapids.
Could not be more.
Could
of
not
a
be
home
more
place.
of like the most natural place for me to be. And I don't know. His manager's like, I gotta go see if Kip's ready. And he leaves the room, and for whatever reason, I'm like, immediately.
He turned
out.
white.
I'm white. I'm sweating. I'm like pacing around. I go to the bathroom. I come back. I tell Laura, I'm like, I don't think I can do this. And as I start to say that, he comes back and he's like, Kip's ready for you. So now we're walking to his bus. It's like 100 feet to his bus. So we're walking to his bus, and I'm like literally squeezing Laura's arm, being like, I'm like, I can't see straight. I'm so dizzy right now. And I'm like, I don't know what's happening. I can't catch my breath. And she's like, we have to do this. There's no, like, you can't be like,
we're too late.
Hey,
it's
quick
too late.
pause.
There's
Get
no
back
out.
out.
We can't abort the mission.
Can't abort the mission.
No abort.
So we
Keep
get on the
going.
bus, and he's like, hi, I'm Kip Moore. I'm like, and I've been looking forward to this. I love Kip Moore.
Yeah,
like,
he's
I work
great.
with Kip Moore.
Yeah.
And I'd been like, and as a guy who really loves Buddhism and Ram Dass and all this like higher thinking stuff,
Yeah.
I was like, I'm so ready to go deep with Kip Moore.
Yeah.
And we start talking, and it is not going well because I am like rattled. So in my brain, I can't think of my questions. And I asked him something about a story I'd heard him tell, but I completely biffed the fact that the story was not about him. Like, I thought he had told the story about himself doing something, like windsurfing or something. And I tell him the story back to him. And at the end, he goes, yeah, so that wasn't me. And he starts correcting me.
Oh, no.
And this is like the second question. So now we have like 8 more. And I'm just trying to not take personally how bad that went. But I'm still coming down off this panic attack.
Yeah.
So when you watch the video, you can see me just being like I'm listening to him, but in my face is giving away like stupid.
Like, I don't think we even ever released.
No, we clip out clips of it, but not the whole thing. So
The
when we
whole
met
thing
him the
never
other
came
day,
out.
I was like, I don't know if you know this, but I was having a panic attack last time we met. And he told me this story. It was so funny. He goes, I had a panic attack once, like 6 years ago. And he told us the story of how it happened. And he goes, it was crazy. Anyways, after that, I started to feel that way a few times, and I just used my brain to not do it again.
He's like, I just willed myself out of panic attacks. I'm like,
But
I
he
wish
said
I
it to
had
me like,
that
you
mental
should
power.
try that. And I was like, you know what? That's a really good idea.
That's a great idea
'Cause it's
for
Kip
people.
Moore, and I was like, I do wish that was how that's why I like you, man, because you just have that level of chill. I can't even imagine Kip Moore being anxious. If you've ever been around him,
Yeah.
he has that aura. Some artists, you get around him, you're like, man, I want to be in this space.
Yep.
And his team has that energy around them.
Yeah.
But I don't even want to see the footage because I could like feel myself in the moment being like,
Yeah, and I look back on some of my back in my college years when I was drinking and stuff, and I was doing interviews. I was very blessed to have my college radio show, and for us to have enough stuff. It's a much better station now than it was back then, but it was like we had the ability to do phoners, like we had Comrex machines, we had Audio Vault, and
Which
then
is
went
such a
into-
really college radio. Like, people
Yeah.
don't understand. It's like most of the time, it's like you're lucky you have a Mackie board and a
Yeah.
mic and a dream.
We were
You were
spoiled.
really
We were
spoiled.
spoiled to the point where I was able to have Luke Combs on my college radio show.
Wow.
that top's yours, I think.
I was Cage the Elephant's first ever.
That's-
I am the first person to play Cage the Elephant on the radio.
That
and
is
interview
sick.
them.
Yeah, that's
well,
really
me and
cool.
like one other person.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. That's awesome. That's
Yeah.
so cool.
Yeah, they're from Bowling Green. They were like they're hometown
Yeah.
boys. Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense why Old 60 is the way they are. I've always just
We've decided that's absolutely an offshoot of that existence. The way that Cage the Elephant ran and did things, they ran so Old 60 could also run. you know?
yeah, it makes a lot of sense because
Yeah.
I didn't realize that the Cage was also from Kentucky.
Yeah,
so that
they're from
makes-
like an hour away from each other, so it's kind of the same general weird,
Sad.
southwestern
Southern rock.
Kentucky. Yeah.
yeah, that
Yeah.
makes a lot of sense.
No, I saw a caged elephant in this place that doesn't exist anymore called Tid Balls, and it was literally this like almost the stage is the size of this room.
Yeah.
It had a crow's nest also. Matt used to literally jump up and hang upside down from the crow's nest while singing.
Wow.
And you just please don't die. There's still 10 feet from your head to concrete floor. And it was just
Oh, man.
genuinely one of the coolest experiences to get to watch them come up. And now they're playing CMA Fest this
Yeah, we'll
week,
see
which
them
is
this week.
cool. So,
Yeah, that's sick.
yeah.
Dude,
That's
them and
really
Dexter at that rock.
That's going to
and
be
roll
so
takeover.
cool.
Yeah, Dexter is so cool to watch right now, man. I love you guys have to love it with your rock backgrounds.
Oh, yeah.
What is coming in?
It's the last song Morgan plays before he goes on stage.
Yeah.
Like when the lights are when they want everyone to get in their seats at the stadium shows.
That's the song they play.
That viral song is what plays every night. We've seen it 5 times, and every time you can see the crowd kind of talking over it, and then it gets to taking drugs and sleeping
sleeping
in the,
in the
and you
car,
see them all
everybody's like,
snap in and be like, "Whoa, it's that song."
Walk in, white boy, like everybody.
Big loud country playing nice with big loud rock. You love to see it.
You love to see it. You love to see it.
Yes.
But yeah, like all these bands coming up, like we're talking about Treaty Oak and like Fox and Veed is one that we love. We're doing their album release show in a couple weeks, which is going to be nutty.
Amazing.
We're doing that at Odie's on a Wednesday night, like a free. They were like, do you guys mind if we do like a free show takeover, like play the whole record and like 15 songs on one of your Wednesday nights? Have some of our buddies open. We're like, sure. You sure you want? You sure you want to just come in? You sure you want to do it with us? But it'll be fun. But it's so cool getting to see that element come into it with the rock stuff and everything. But I appreciate you guys coming on here and hanging so much,
absolutely.
and I cannot wait to be at the same festivals and doing content and doing vibes and like just watching shows with you guys. I think is gonna be my favorite part.
Well, let me give you your flowers because we do watch everything you guys do, and we often will talk about like how we can steal stuff or like borrow your ideas.
Yeah.
Or sometimes, you know what it is? You know what I think makes us a really good friend sometimes?
Yeah.
And Laura pointed this out to me, so I can't take credit. Is that you and I are very opposite in our outgoing personalities.
Yes.
So like you and I can be in the same place, and I'll be like, look at Matt doing this thing in the campgrounds, and she's like, you would never pull this off, and I'm like, I wouldn't. I'm not
No,
that guy.
you would not be out
and
there
then there's
because you're.
things that you do that I could never see myself doing in a million years. You know?
Yeah, it's that. And so sometimes I've learned to respect it. I think when I was younger, I used to see people that would have opportunities I don't and be like, but now I'm like, I'm not that person.
Yeah.
So I can't have that opportunity or whatever. It just doesn't work that way for me. So I'm excited to have us as a team of people because we attract different groups of people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%. And what I like is that it's all a give back to the community that is at that festival.
Yeah.
We want them to have the best time. If we're all there doing fun things, like it's gonna just enhance the vibes. You know?
I'm not a guy that can crash a campsite and be like, let's play beer pong. You are.
No, we
Yeah.
started to try to walk around at one of the festivals last year. We're like, oh, we're gonna do some Raise Rowdy stuff, and we're like, we're so awkward. We can't
I
just
realize
jump
I
in
don't
there the way
have-
you do.
have this thing. It's
You
like
are
Kid
the
Moore
party.
thing. When you walk into a room,
And it's
and
wild because I don't even drink.
No, but
That's
it's
what's
your-
funny.
it's
Everybody
your
hands me
personality.
shots.
Aura.
It's
your
the core
aura
of your
that
aura.
comes out of you because I don't have that in me, my body. Like I remember talking to Chase one time about like we were trying to figure out like what do we do? Where do we take Countryman? Where do you go next? And he was like, how good are you at the hang? And I was like, terrible. What's my other option? He's like, there is no other option. And I was like, okay, well we got to work on the hang. So like that's our thing that I'm actually working on. But I was like, Matt makes it look so easy. How do you just?
Well, I wasn't like that when I first moved down here. When I first moved down here, I was not. I was trying to figure it out, especially coming from New York. I had to learn how the Southern stuff works, you know, and bouncing in a bar on Broadway taught me that. I learned real quick how to undo my Yankee Doodle Dandy a little bit.
Do you take compliments well?
Not as well as I probably should.
Dude, I hate it. It was something we talked to Nate Smith about recently where I was like, I have no idea what to say when people are very nice to us in public. I'm like, thank you.
Yeah.
And then they're still looking at you and you're like, I don't.
What I try to do in my head, it goes to thank you, and then it's immediate return compliment to that person. That's what I've programmed to. Yeah.
Or something like that.
Yeah, it's turning into like the where you from, what's your name, like love that you're at this show, like dude that hat's sick, like something like that.
I
know?
do.
That's smart.
Or I'll be like, have you met Laura?
Yeah.
And she's like a talker. She's the talker of the
That's
two
the
of us.
radio in me because you spend so much time under tents and like listeners have such a
Dude, the promo events. Oh my god.
relationship with you. So I'm really good at that.
I haven't thought about a prize wheel in so long.
I'm so happy not to do it anymore.
Oh, my
You know, I
Lord.
loved when I was in classic rock and that audience. Those people were just there, and they're still my people. I still
Yeah.
keep in touch with my
Yep.
listeners from that era, but it's just a different. There's a lot of people that it's very humbling as much as it is ego building because it's like half of them are like, you are the reason I get to work every day, and then you'll have somebody be like, are you gonna give me sunglasses? Shut up, I don't care.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, I don't. They don't even know what radio station. I'm from.
Weirdest radio event you ever did, like promo, like street team style thing, or like paid appearance.
Oh God, I mean, I
What's
think,
one that stands out where you're like, man, that was a little interesting.
I think one of the ones, the hinkiest ones, it wasn't that it was a unique experience. I got to open for Pat Benatar and someone else when they came to the Brown Theater in Louisville, Kentucky, which is like, I got to like bring them out like radio DJs
it's
get
sick,
to do.
yeah.
And it's like this iconic, the Brown Theater is one of the nicest venues in the world. It has
Yeah.
a massive chandelier in the middle. Somebody allowed me to have a t-shirt cannon. I had never used the t-shirt cannon prior to this appearance. So me and the other person get up on stage. They're talking. I'm like trying not to have a panic attack in front of like 2,000 people.
Yeah.
I've never been on a stage that big. I shoot the t-shirt cannon. I miss the chandelier by 3 inches. And I was like, all right, time to put that baddie down before I get banned from this.
Who's excited for Pat Benatar?
Pat Benatar, Heartbreaker, let's go. And so
That's
it's
awesome.
like, or just like, weird place, like a weird Boost Mobile, things like that. Weird,
I was a street teamer in the Boost Mobile era. Yeah.
I had a guy make a shirt of me and come to one of those.
Oh no, like the rip your
Like my
face off
face.
and wear
Like
it.
it was one of
type
those like
guy,
a
yeah.
printer, because obviously there's no, and had my
I hadn't
face.
heard that one before. That one's pretty good.
No, I had a cardboard stand up and people would take pictures and send it to me because it was like at a fireworks store, and some people were like, oh, I'm with you, and I'm like, weird.
Yeah.
It's so weird, and it's so nice and so kind, because it's like that's the whole point. But it's
Yeah.
like, I know that I live in a apartment, barely can afford my bills,
Yes.
scraping by, and these people are like, you're the talk of the town, and I'm like, I don't know if I can eat tonight.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
it's a humbling and beautiful thing all the way
Yeah.
around.
But a cardboard cutout's so cool.
It was cool.
One day
I
I'll
want to
have
get
one.
it back. It's in Louisville still. My old boss has it. I can get it back. We just literally have not stopped by to get it. So I'm going to have it one day.
That's awesome.
It's like 7 foot tall.
Yeah.
It's massive.
I always just imagine that you pass people off to Nikki. Like when you don't want, like you're like,
Well,
oh, this
so
is weird
Nick,
now. So
Nick passes people off to me too. It's like there's 2 of us because Nick spent years hosting as well. Like he's slid back a little bit from doing that just because he doesn't enjoy it as much as I do. But we're figuring out like who are like because my thing is it's like you want somebody hosting that's getting people to buy drinks at the bar. I don't drink. I talk about surfs. I hype them up. I do a solid job of that. And it's great that I can be like a sober spokesperson for them. But we like having somebody that's like getting the party going. Because Nick used to drink with everybody when he would host. And that would drive bar sales through the roof.
Oh, yeah.
Like that would just go. Like Busch Lights were flying. But back to the radio thing. One of the stations I was with, it was called 1450 WCTC AM.
All right, so AM station. Got you.
Old school. Like,
Yeah. Like talk, just straight talk.
Like pictures of JFK using a CTC microphone, like old school, like Marconi type shit. Yeah. And they would do an event. Our morning show guy was a dude named Burt Barron, who was he was a character. Burt would take me to all kinds of weird places. But we would do an event called Live on the Lawn, and it would be Burt broadcasting the AM radio morning show from the parking lot of the radio station on the lawn of the station. And the people would come out. We'd bring in we'd have a catering partner that would bring in like a very, very shitty breakfast of like Danishes and like bagels. And then there would be a recycling truck or like a shred it truck that would come. And people would show up and bring their stuff to shred, eat the shitty breakfast, and then just linger around. And Bert would bring all of the stuff from his garage that his wife was making him get rid of.
Just give it to people?
Yeah, like, so that... So
did he did he do straight tradio, or would he just give it away?
He would just give it away.
That's even better.
Like it was like, come and take our garbage. And we did it like... It was like the first Friday of every month during the summer, and people sponsored this thing. Like it was live on the lawn. He was a Hawaiian shirt. He'd wear a Hawaiian shirt every Friday. So I had to be out there as like a promo intern in a Hawaiian shirt that said WCTC AM, handing over like a shovel to like some random guy, like random stuff. People would take they'd put the plate over their like breakfast that they would take and just put it in their car. It was like all the hoarders, like. And it was in central New Jersey, so you could imagine the characters. Like, it was like the old Jersey Guido guys that are like, it was quite the sight to see.
The worst one, you're now reminding me, I worked in this very small cluster in Bowling Green, Kentucky as my first job at a hot AC station, a mom station. And they sent me as a part of the oldie station and my station were sponsoring some like balloon glow event where like some ancient person was playing. I don't even remember who it was. But they sent me out with the table. And it had all I had to give out were packets of gravy, like those 69-cent packets of gravy.
Are we talking like turkey gravy or like biscuit gravy?
No, turkey gravy.
Okay,
and
brown
it was
gravy.
like August, July, not a time of year you could spend this very well. And bags of jelly beans that had been misprinted so that the label hit in the middle instead of the side. So it was like half and half of a label, but not the right half. And so I had to sit there and try to get rid of all this stuff off the tent at this like big balloon glow event in town. And finally I started being like, I mean, Thanksgiving's in like 4 months. You should just take the gravy. I did get rid of all the gravy. The jelly beans, I think I ended up just like throwing in a trash can and leaving.
That's
so my bosses would.
hilarious.
But it was genuinely one of those moments where you're like, did I make the right choice?
Like, what am I doing?
I'm just out of college. I'm giving out turkey gravy.
Yeah.
These are my dreams.
My parents would be so proud right now.
I used to sleep on my PD's couch in our PD's office.
Yeah,
because
I slept in the studio multiple
yeah,
times.
yeah, because I lived like 2 hours away. I lived over the New York border and would drive like and for $10 an hour because I was 22 years old and wanted to make it in radio and busting my ass.
Drove from Louisville to Elizabethtown
Yep.
on 65 every day. I lost $30 a paycheck.
Yep, but we did it because we loved it,
Yep.
and look at where it's taken us now. Where you
gotta
guys have a cool brand that you're passionate about. It's making a difference in the community that you're able to make a living doing. And me and Nick feel the same way, you know. Like you go through those times. You talk about having the venue and those days and those struggles, and now it's like we get to be our own bosses and talk about music that we love and be a part of the best genre in all of music, fastest growing genre, the biggest genre in American music, arguably in the world right now.
Preach.
Yep.
You know?
Amen.
Yeah.
And here we are. We've made it.
We've made it. Do your motivational speeches to us do keep us going when we're not here too? That
Yeah.
is, we will talk about it. Remember what Matt and them said about us though? Can't let them down.
I've got the hype man thing down
Dude,
very well.
You said something
at it.
recently, last time I saw you, where you were like, you guys don't know, like, people around here take notice to this. And
Yeah.
that kept us going for like 2 solid weeks when
Yeah.
things got sleazy.
They are, man. They are.
So it's hard. You know, it's hard to know that stuff, but we appreciate it nonetheless.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys, and we love being friends with other folks in the space and becoming family. And you become family when you go to a festival together. So I cannot wait for Crossroads, and I cannot wait for what's to come in the future for all of us.
And there are still tickets, so people should go to Crossroads.
Yes,
come
they
hang out
definitely
with us.
should. I mean, it was the highlight. Ike Everard, who's going to be editing this whole podcast for me, editing all the video part. I still do the audio. I use my Adobe Audition, my little skills. Yeah, going. But he said it was that we went to a bunch of festivals last year, and he was like, Oshkosh was my favorite place. He was like, I got to go back to Oshkosh. Like, Crossroads
can't wait.
it's a vibe.
Shout out Wisconsin.
So there's no bad Wisconsin vibes.
No, there are no bad Wisconsin vibes. It's just that's the only one that I've done in Wisconsin. I'm sure all of them are freaking awesome.
We'll get you to
now.
Country Jam next year.
We'll get you to Country Jam next year.
That'd be fun. I want to come out to y'all's world and just experience the shit.
All the food's free there. There's never been to another festival like it.
Yeah, it's all inclusive. So
all
like they
inclusive.
have like
It's all
windows.
inclusive?
So like
So
you
there's, like-
walk in and there's food and drinks.
Yeah,
and,
there's
you don't have to think about it.
Yeah, they do like Asian,
All
American.
Wait.
Changes every day.
I thought country concert was wild because it's still BYOB,
No,
but all
everyone
inclusive.
gets all inclusive with their ticket. So like you eat all day there.
It might be VIP
It
only.
might be VIP
It's
only.
VIP only.
It's primarily
But
that
it's-
as their
yeah.
audience. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's
That's
like
big.
Yeah.
so every day
But
that
it's
I mean,
awesome.
Country Jam USA is on a site that they built and they own.
Yeah.
It was only used for that festival.
Yep.
So it's built for
Smart.
that. But they have a giant kitchen and you can get egg rolls and whatever, tacos and
Everything.
burgers and hot dogs all week long, all day long.
The munchies are going to be dangerous for
It's-
us this summer.
Amazing.
It's a lot.
We're going to be eating
There
some
is
cheese
a
curds
dessert.
in
There's also
Wisconsin.
That is also one of the things
Yes,
they
and
always have.
there's a
plenty of.
dessert one, obviously.
Just ranch dressing on everything.
Yes.
The way of the Midwest.
The way of the
Ranch
Midwest.
dressing and Busch Lights.
Sign me
man.
up.
I love it. Well, thank you guys so much for hanging.
Absolutely.
Thank you for what you do for
man,
this
thank you.
community. And I cannot wait to get down in August with you guys and girls. It's going to be freaking wild. And there's the DJ after party every night too. I don't know if you've seen that. Our buddy Grant Fisher DJs at the end of each night, and it's all the campers stay for the DJ thing, so there's like thousands of people at the side stage,
Let's
and it's
go.
like a rave till like 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning.
That's what we like to hear.
We're missing Electric Force this year, so I'm ready.
Oh,
Let's go.
you'll get
That'll be
your
good.
taste of it. It'll be wild,
Well,
but
thank you for having us, dude. This means the world to us.
Yeah, genuinely.
absolutely. And I what I want to do too is I want to talk with Nick and look at our calendar and try to get up to a show in Grand Rapids and go
Please.
I want to go to the intersection with you guys.
We'll find one that's
We have a
like
place
would-
for you to stay.
I
You
would
just
love-
get there. You can stay with
I want to
us.
experience an intersection show with Countrymen.
Please.
Like
I will
Same.
love
I
that.
want to get out there and do it.
Pick
do
the
that.
one. If we're in town,
pick
you
it.
come stay with
Come
us.
stay with us. Our big pit bull Tulip will love you.
Yep.
Oh, Tulip, let's go.
Tulip the pit bull. Yeah, shout out Tulip.
Tulip.
And yeah,
She's a
man,
good girl.
that's our dream too. We would love to have you.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Well, Thank you so much. Shout out to our friends James and Laura from Country Minute. Y'all be sure to go check out Country Minute. Check out Country Wrestling as well. And follow along with all the content. If you're at any of the festivals we're going to be at, or you're at any of the shows, you recognize them, go over. Don't be weird. Go over, say hi. Wear the sunglasses. Bring the
We'll
party.
give you free stuff.
We have free stuff always. Come say hi. We will give you free things for
I
saying
would
hi.
like to be able to buy more of it, so
So
please.
come
Yes,
take it.
yes, 100%. But y'all be sure to go check out their content. Give them a follow if you're not following already. And thank you so much for the gifts.
Absolutely,
These
brother.
are awesome, and I can't believe I pulled the Seth Rollins. That's pretty great.
It's pretty good.
That's pretty great right there. And for more on us, visit raiseyoureye.com. Big shout out to our friends from Surfside. No bubbles, no troubles. Going to give you guys an 8-pack to take back to the Airbnb or wherever y'all are staying, so y'all can have some teas, some lemonades. I got some green teas over there as well, and I got a bunch of hats. You guys take whatever you want from that pile as well.
Ooh,
So
hats.
for our friends from Country Minute, I'm Matt Burrill. This has been Outside the Round.
I ain't never been the kind for staying in one place for too long. I ain't never been the best at saying I love you to a girl I love. Only got a couple tricks up my sleeve. They usually just make them leave. So if you know me, if you really know me, you know I'm just a two-trick pony. But maybe the drinking and the lack of money for show, I'm just